Everybody, and welcome into episode number 5 of Undercity. This title is Infractions, and I know Hale has cooked up something wild for us, so I'm going to pass it to our MC and see what he's got ready for us today. Hale, it's all yours.
Good evening, delicious audience and marvelous players. Oh, I'm excited. What do I need to do? I'm forgetting something. I need to do a thing, don't I? I need to do a thing. Let's talk about these marvelous people who are our marvelous players. They're playing characters. And some of those characters, most of those characters, all of those characters, are in some way flawed and may get up to all sorts of mischief and naughtiness. Some of the things they might do might be a little bit upsetting to some people. This is just a game, it's just fantasy, but if you find that a little difficult, please feel free to step away. Take a bit of time, go and get yourself a drink, chill out for a bit, and come back and join us a little bit later when the naughtiness has passed. Now, let's start things off with a little trip down memory lane to what happened last session. And I'm going to pick on Jackson. Jackson, tell me something you remember about what happened in the last session.
Leave in order to begin looking for the gang who was keeping the missing prostitute. We began trying to look for the musicians of Undercity, either the saxophonist or the violinist.
You sure did. And where did that lead you?
We wound up in the pipes trying to follow the sound of the violinist.
You did. Sloth, tell me what you found when you got to the end of your trail.
Initially, we found the butcher again.
You did.
Who has a relationship with the priest somehow, for some reason. Probably secrets. And then he gave them a map, and we got down to a maze. We went through a maze to find the Kingston's party, and that's where the doctor went in.
Indeed he did. Doctor, what's your recollections of your experiences of the party?
Well, I, as the doctor, was able to find myself in the midst of fresh food, a rare delicacy in these parts, particularly even in the pipes. How they came across it, I've got a few ideas, but it's not the entire reason we were there. I needed to speak with the Grand Poobah, the Kingstons, right? That's who we were seeing. The Kingstons.
Yeah, it was the Kingstons.
Quite right.
It was.
And it was an issue with the Sullivans and the Turk. So essentially, my initiative here was to communicate that we were tasked with finding a particular individual, a woman of which I noticed was sat next to Poppy Kingston. I expressed to him that I have been given a challenging job that I wished to not have, and that essentially that job was to dispatch someone of great importance to Poppy Kingston's current cohort, or the one sitting next to him, this woman. I expressed that I've been tasked with this job from the Turk, and that I do not want to do it, and I figured that this would be important. I understand my role in Undercity is more important to have me alive than it is not, because in the past, I had found myself under the employ of the Kingstons and helping them, aiding them, mending wounds, if you will. When I realized that I had an opportunity to, with just a wee amount of deceit, sow some discord and potentially stage a coup of the Turk, but we knew it was going to have to move fast. Those are the details that I wish to provide.
Excellent. Meanwhile, elsewhere in Undercity, another meeting took place. Now, Kirby, I know you're a little tired and you're just waking up, but I'm going to come to you and ask you for your recollections of your meeting.
Well, they sent the alcoholic detective to a bar to do some detecting and got himself immediately into the back rooms talking to the boss of the
You did.
Sullivan's. To which the courtesan walked in like, oh, hey, I'm looking for the detective. And got sent right back in the room with him after her meeting at her place of work.
Tell me about that, Voodoo.
Oh. TLDR, shit hit the fan. So let's go back a little bit. The courtesan went to Velvet's to confirm information about Johnny Sullivan, who is the kid who was stalking Tori. And it's sounding more and more like the Turk disappeared him, but did not know that he was one of the Sullivans. The courtesan ended up in back and found out, or before the courtesan ended up in back, she found out from Billy Sullivan, who is the head honcho of the Sullivans, that the detective basically spilled his guts after we had a conversation about not spilling our guts. So she's a little pissed, especially since now it seems as though this is going to put people who rely on her in immediate danger. She ended up in back, but the detective was like, "No, I want to talk to Mr. Sullivan." So that's exactly what happened, and in a very, very, very thinly veiled threat, he said that we were going to find out where his nephew was, or people were going to get hurt.
And how long did he give you to fulfill this?
Oh, I believe it was 48 hours.
You believe correctly.
Bravo. So, yeah, that's, I believe, where we left off this week. And tempers are going to be hot today, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay. We will pick up tonight's session, as has become our tradition, in darkness. Our camera finds a chink of light. A strange, semicircular, pink-tinged chink of light appears. There's a grinding sound, like metal on metal, as a circular metal manhole cover is pulled aside, and the neon lights of the streets bathe the image of the transporter climbing the ladder out of the tunnels and into the fresh air. His companions, the doctor and the priest, follow up. Curiously, the crowds of people part like a school of fish around our trio as they make their way out of the manhole. Nobody seems to bat an eyelid about it, like it's the most normal thing that they'll ever encounter. And you find yourself surrounded by people, but back on the streets. The sights, the lights, the sounds, the shouts, the smells. Almost welcome after the not so pleasant experiences that you might have had while wandering the tunnels.
Okay. That was a It was interesting.
It was gutsy.
Yeah, it was productive.
Yeah, I didn't see that going that way. I don't know which way I saw it going, but it wasn't that.
Well, things are going to happen fast. I think we should probably let the courtesan and the detective know what's about to happen, because it's likely going to spark some open fighting.
Yeah. Yeah. We should probably head back to the room.
Hopefully they're already there.
With any luck.
Hopefully.
As you make
in
your
one
way
piece.
through the crowd, moving in the direction, I say in the direction of room 23, it's not really in the direction of room 23. You're moving through the city. You have your goal in mind. You're going a way that you don't necessarily know, but you know it's the right way. You move through the crowd, along the main streets. The main street, rather. Falling into line with the crowd. You find yourself doing the same thing that the crowd does. When somebody comes in the opposite direction, you automatically adjust your course and you flow with the river of people. Almost subconsciously, you can't help yourself but do it. As you progress, you know that there's an alley coming up on the left-hand side. But as you're moving towards it, Doctor, you recognize a group of people moving towards you through the crowd. You recognize at least one of the men moving towards you. Several large, muscular men, one of which easily a foot taller than the others. You've seen him before. You've not seen him before, but your body recognizes him. He's very tall, very muscular, and more hairy than you would imagine should be the case for the average person.
Okay.
He's flanked by... all of them are shirtless. He's very hairy. He has long, dark hair and a big, straight but straggly beard. But you can see hair sort of across his shoulders and down his chest. Down his arms is thick, almost like more than you would imagine in a normal person. He's flanked by 5 other men. These guys are all shaved heads. They're all mostly hairless. They look like they're well groomed, and you imagine immediately they smell good. And you know this because they spend a lot of their time in a bathhouse.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
You know that these are enforcers for the Turk.
Yeah. I will mention to my my allies, Turk enforcers, head along. Don't have a lot of a choice.
Can I see if there's a way that we could slip out of them?
I think you could.
Yeah.
I think you could make a... you could make a wits and streetwise roll, if such a skill exists, or am I making one up off the top of my head? Probably, because this character has got like 10 million skills on it.
No, there's one.
Cool. And I think you may add yourself, maybe add yourself 3 additional dice onto it.
Holy shit, okay.
Yeah.
Alright. So that's gonna be 4. That's 7. It's... Alright. 4 successes.
Perfect. Okay, so as that conversation comes to, or that part of the conversation comes to an end, you almost subconsciously, something washes over you, and you find yourself, you don't even realize you're doing it until you've done it. But you catch hold of the wrists of your two companions and you pull them off to the side. There's a small, it's like a little.
I just want to make sure, Doc, you want to confront these or not? Because I can get us out.
Again, I don't know if I have a whole lot of an option.
I'm gonna get us out.
So you pull them. There's a small tobacconist shop off to the left hand side, and you pull them in through the door, and it's tight. It's a small tight place. There's like a little. It's almost like it's been set up in a corridor. There's a narrow counter with a cage in front of it, and the proprietor is obviously standing behind it. You push in through and past the counter towards the back door. The proprietor is shaking his fist and shouting at you as you're like the other two of you are kind of dragged by your companion through this door. There's a sort of a concrete corridor on the other side, and another door immediately afterwards, which he kind of kicks open. He moves fluidly, but there's something not quite right about the place that you're traveling through as you move, and there's something not quite right about the way he's moving. Doesn't correspond with how he normally moves. It's something unnatural about it. As he kicks the door at the end of the corridor, you find yourself in a ruined red brick room. There's bricks lying on the floor. Some of the bricks are missing out of the walls, and there is a ladder with ivy growing up it. He quickly drags you to the bottom of the ladder and starts climbing up it. And at this point, Transporter, you kind of click back into your mind again. Like you were aware of everything that's just happened, but
Yeah.
it's like your body was doing this and you weren't.
Okay.
And you know you're in the back rooms.
Oh, fantastic. This is the in-betweens. Okay. And do I know that we can get to our room pretty much if we go up this ladder?
You know, yeah, you're on the right path.
Yeah.
You could lead them. You could lead them back to room 23 if you head in this.
Let's go. Don't ask. I don't know. Let's just go.
Very well.
It just felt like we needed to get out of there.
Hell, did they see me?
Difficult to tell. You got the impression they were coming in your direction, like they were coming to find you.
Right. But not that they had seen me.
But they didn't react like they had seen, like they recognized that you were there.
Yeah.
Like you got the feeling that they were coming for you.
But they didn't like peek up and start walking faster or running at us.
No, they didn't see.
Yeah, and I just immediately was like, okay, we got to get the fuck out of here.
Okay. I can only hope that they didn't see me. But if the Turks men are moving, there's a strong chance that they need me to expedite the process with Tori's family.
And the more time you don't do that, the more time the Kingstons have to work.
Yeah, the problem is I'm caught in the middle of this, so the Kingstons need to make a choice fast.
Yeah. I didn't feel like we... I just felt we needed to get out of there and regroup before the Turk got you.
Yeah.
So we need to be able to
Makes
make
sense.
a plan.
Transporter.
Yeah.
I feel as if I should probably break off from here. The plan requires us to start infighting between them. I should probably use my skills to start seeding rumors, getting people into place. While they don't have the doctor, they can't finish what they're doing. So
I I don't disagree. But while we are here in this specific place, do not get away from me. You will be lost. And I don't know if you be taken back or not.
Listen, while
So
we're
let's get to the room, and then we can make a plan.
we may if even if we make it to the room, there's a strong chance that we may end up getting heard. And I need to let you know right now, while we have the solace of this space and no prying eyes or listening ears, the play that I ran with it's dangerous. I think, given our situation and our station right now, and an opportunity to spring forth drama for whatever is watching us, I think the play that I'm going to try to run is that the Turk had this man killed, had the Sullivan's boy killed.
Yeah.
For the king. And that the king is now dead.
Okay.
And the Sullivans aren't going to care. They're going to react. And the Kingstons want to make a move to dispatch the problem that is the rival gang, the Sullivans, and to handle the major issue on the board, which is the Turk. But if those above, our skyscraping kin above, find out that the king was killed and that the Turk had his hand in it, they're going to move as well. But I don't have any connections up there. I don't have anyone that I can talk to. But I'm going to have to talk to the Turk. There's a strong chance that I'm going to have to talk to the Sullivans. And the Kingstons are already in on this. Because they have a vested interest in Tori, and I don't know why. I'm not sure what's going on. At least, not above board. There's something else going on there. And they're interested in protecting her. My guess is it's something to do with the arts. If I had to venture a guess, it has something to do with the arts.
That's probably a fair guess.
The picture house is further up, and I can naturally make my way up there. More rumors are spread closer to the top.
Yeah. My only concern is how... I'm not going to be in the room, but how are you going to play it with the Turk?
I'm going to tell him that I think I found out what's happened.
Okay.
With my limited understanding and knowledge, that I think I've discovered what's happened. And I'm actively making a move at getting Tori in front of her. And I'm hoping that it buys me some time. He's going to find me. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
And the Turk is more than just a role. That title and that position will fall to another person. Unfortunately, the city needs a Turk. Let's just hope that the next one has a little more grace and favor.
Yeah. I doubt it.
Either way,
Well,
Priest, I think that's the move. That's my play, and I don't know how you're going to spin it. But I think you have a way with rumors that same way that I have a way with a knife. And let's hope that it moves fast.
I will suggest that people want to spread the information at certain points. Seems my suggestions are taken.
Well, take us away, transporter. Lead us to a haven of sorts.
He's gone.
Oh, fuck, we're dead. He said don't lose him, and he's gone.
guys, hurry the fuck up. Let's go.
Whoa, he's back!
It's like, turn around. Yeah, let's get out of here.
So you climb the ladder. The ladder goes up to what you perceive to be 2 levels. And there's, at the top of the ladder, is like a broken, the bottom of a broken brick wall that's obviously been smashed away. You climb up to find a small, approximately 10, 12 foot square area. Again, more old red brick, kind of Victorian style walls. surrounding. You can see a door which doesn't match the surroundings terribly well. It's like more like a modern fire door with the word exit in highlighted above it. But in front of that, there is a burning oil drum. And standing next to the burning oil drum, with his back to you, is a small, diminutive form. Distinctive, almost Victorian-style ragged clothing and a little flat hat on this child's head.
How fortuitous.
He stands warming his hands at the oil drum. And as you ascend the ladder, you hear him say, "Ah, gentlemen, you're finally here."
Urchin?
Meanwhile, we cut to a scene far away, further into Undercity. Levels up, walking across a bridge, striding angrily across a bridge. Our other two companions, the detective, grumpily striding through the crowds, the courtesan shortly behind him, both smouldering, both angry for different reasons. Suddenly, as you get to the apex of the bridge, there is a break in the crowds, almost like a pause, as the camera zooms in and catches you for a moment.
Okay. The courtesan is doing that walk that only a woman in heels can do, where she is angrily striding, and there's this clop, 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 clop of her heels as she's going. Her arms are folded, and her jaw is tightened. And if you look at her, if she tightens her jaw anymore, she would probably crack a couple of teeth. And she's looking at the back of the detective's head, debating whether or not she's going to punch it. What was even your plan? Like,
To not
I don't
die.
understand. That was not a good way to not die. That was, in fact, a better way to expedite your death, and probably my death, and probably everybody's death. Because guess what? Even if I didn't show up there, they know that we hang out. Everybody and their friggin' cat knows that we hang out.
We
So-
walked out, did we not? We could have been shot there.
We walked out with conditions.
Better than not walking
Conditions
out at
that
all.
don't favor us. And that's what is not getting through your booze pickled brain. You know, and guess what? Guess what? I have information that you need. But I can't trust you. We were supposed to hold our cards close to our chest. You could have said literally anything else to grab his attention. Hey, I'm a detective. Maybe I should detect. Don't you have a missing nephew? Like literally anything. And instead, not only did you crap in the bed, you laid in it and decide to sleep. So please enlighten me on what your genius plan was. I'm intrigued. No. That's not the right word. I'm pissed. And everybody else is going to be pretty pissed off when they hear what you did.
Well, my plan was to talk to one of the higher-ups, not the boss, and then when I heard the boss, I had to figure out a way I would walk out of that room alive, because he could have just shot me there.
Hi, boss. I heard your nephew was missing. and I'm a detective. Would you like me to detect?
Am I not working for him now, detecting where his son went? Even though we already know he's gone?
Again, it's his nephew. Bless your heart. It's his nephew. And we have stipulations put on us. We have 48 hours to tell him what happened in some form or another, or people are going to get hurt. You may not have any skin in this game because you're drowning yourself in alcohol, but I made promises and I have people to take care of. And if you are going to be a problem, I am going to exterminate the problem. Simpatico? Do we understand each other? Are those mouth words small enough for you to understand?
Yeah.
As the last of those words fall out of your mouth, you will notice over the detective's shoulder, the crowds on the bridge have disappeared, and you can see a group of very large, burly, hairless men moving in the direction of the bridge. I think you probably both would recognize their type. They look like the Turks man.
Oh, I don't like that.
Detective, you can see looking over the courtesan's shoulder on the other side of the bridge, similarly, 3 large, burly, hairless men moving in the direction of the bridge.
I'll look behind me, see some behind me. We got more behind you.
Quantity doesn't matter. What matters is we're in some shit right now. I think.
Aren't we always?
I mean, we could not be, but I'm going to yell at you more later.
We cannot be if we were not down here, but we were back up where we were before.
Great, I'm with the Riddler now. Okay. So, detect. Is there any way to leave? Like,
I will look around.
great.
So, as you say that, these 2 groups of people move across the bridge towards you. They start picking up the pace. They start running towards you. And as you're saying the last of those words, is there a way out of this place? There's a weird. You both have this weird feeling in your stomach, like you're falling. You know that feeling like when you're just on the edge of being asleep and you roll over in bed and you get that feeling like you're about to fall out of bed, but you don't. That weird kind of like your stomach drops. You get that sensation, and you find yourself in like as if nothing has changed in your vision. You're in a different location. You find yourself standing in an old, it seems like a much older place than the streets of Undercity. Old Victorian red brick. You can smell a fire. You see there are people here, and it quickly becomes apparent that it's your other 3 companions and a small, rather annoying Victorian dressed boy.
How did we get here?
Whoa.
That's better. I'd rather have a lot of you together.
Honestly, nothing is surprising at this point with you. Okay. All right.
We were just on a bridge. How did we get here?
Don't worry about it. Just know that you're here now.
Turk's
Urchin?
gonna be mad.
Would you like me to answer that question, or should we move on to more pertinent matters?
The pertinent, please.
Pertinent. Let's go. Well, I know how I got here. What are you doing here? Why'd you pull them here?
I can come and go wherever I please.
You know what? That makes sense.
You've got yourselves into something of a pickle.
Wait, Detective, did you just say the Turk?
Yeah, his men were storming us on a bridge. Each side we had no way out, and now we're here.
And
Oh.
we in a similar vein, we're in some shit with the Sullivans as well because loose lips sink ships. And she
Oh, well,
makes
gonna get
eyes at the
taken care of
detective.
anyway. Honestly, minor detail.
Might resolve itself quick. But
Yeah.
Urchin, you clearly have a point. And as much as I
While you're
appreciate the candor.
arguing, he's just looking at you and smiling.
Just me?
No, collectively, like as
Us.
you're talking and explaining and arguing and bickering amongst yourselves, he's just smiling at you.
Okay. All right.
You're right. We found ourselves in a very precarious situation. You could say that we borrowed problems, but we're trying to solve those issues. Now,
Oh, I like that.
you have...
Borrowed problems.
Yeah, what else would you call it? We didn't bring our issues down here. I know on
I don't
my birth
remember if I
certificate it didn't
had
say
issues.
the doctor. I inherited someone else's issues. So,
What did it say?
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I have a feeling you know we don't know.
That person currently doesn't matter because if I don't survive the next few days, there's not going to be an epitaph. There will not be a eulogy. It will simply just be a new doctor.
Well, it was more fun for me to keep you around a little longer. So I thought I'd bring you here, out of harm's way, for a brief respite before you carry on. And to make you a little offer.
I might be willing to entertain an offer, but you're going to have to make it sweet.
Oh, I don't think you're in a situation to demand how I structure my contract.
It doesn't matter what your contract is, because there's very little that you can offer me at this point that would be so valuable that I would buckle instantaneously. I have too many irons in the fire and I'm juggling so much right now. So unless you can alleviate some stresses, I am hard-pressed to believe that you have a much to offer, frankly.
Such confidence, such arrogance. Perhaps it would help you to know that I know where the girl is and how to get her out of her current predicament. And with a wave of my hand, that problem could go away for you. Perhaps you would like to know that I know where the body of the boy is and could direct you to it with ease. Perhaps you would like to know that I could run interference with one of the families for you, keep them distracted, move them in directions that you wish them to go, not where they wish to go. Does that change anything for you, Doctor?
It may. It may change things. What it changes is the effort I have to put forth.
Indeed.
But it doesn't change the necessary outcome of the story.
No, the story must play out.
What I'd like to know is how you know what it is we're after. The streets don't talk that much, even if they don't shut up.
The streets speak volumes to those who know how to listen properly. The very bricks themselves listen. The city watches the story. And if you're very clever and very perceptive, you can piggyback off of that. I've been here a very, very long time. I've learnt a thing or two.
So then you know what we desire, what we're after, what would push along our narrative. You've not
Yes.
expressed how that would aid you and why it would be interesting to you, because something strikes me that integrity and honesty is not something that plays well into your wheelhouse, much more as the chaos that may ensue and follow.
He staggers back, clutching at his breast. You wound me, sir. Have I not been anything but a friend to you since your arrival? Have I caused you heartache? Have I not plucked you from the very jaws of conflict?
I mean, he's got a point.
You think me an enemy?
I don't know what you are. I can't
He
even
laughs.
pretend to know what you are.
Well, that's rather the point.
Which is why I might be slightly hostile.
Yes. But perhaps we can work on that. We do not have to be adversaries. We could be great friends.
I don't even want to be adversaries. I would love to find someone with a title, mind you, with a title that doesn't want to strike me in the face, that doesn't want to see me do their dirty work for them, or that doesn't just want to see me at the bottom of the pipes as more, I don't know, fungus fodder.
I can assure you from the very bottom of my heart, I have no desire for either of those three outcomes for you.
Wait, when we got here, you said something along the lines of us being entertaining. So does that mean you have similar process as the Undercity itself? Is it because we're entertaining you that you want to keep us alive?
He giggles and claps his hands together. How very astute of you, courtesan. I am not the city. I am not like the city, but I share a similar hunger for stories.
Oh. What kind of deal do you want us to agree to, if you don't mind me asking?
I wish for you to tell me which of these options that I've presented you desire. And then the cost shall be either a potent memory or a favor to be reclaimed in the future.
What sort of memory would you desire when we seem to lack most of those as is?
Something useful, something you would miss. A sacrifice. Out of character, what he's asking you for is a skill point.
Oh shit.
Mm.
Oh,
Oh shit. Okay.
How do you feel about wheeling and dealing?
He takes a step back and bows. Am I not doing that right now?
I'm just curious if you're open to further negotiations.
Perhaps, if it amuses me.
I think it might, because at the very least, it might amuse me. I can't
Speak then.
speak. I can't speak necessarily for my friends here, my newfound allies. But I think some of us might be more inclined to deliver some experiences that have found us fortuitous, successful, and alive if, for instance, you were to remedy a malady of ours.
Tell me, Doctor, what it is that you wish.
Can you cure alcoholism? Can you wipe the drive, the hunger, the beast that gnaws inside, that weakens us?
He looks very thoughtful for a second. He scratches his chin, like, and it looks really odd because he's a child, but he's scratching his chin like he's got a beard, and he's thinking, not exactly, but I could do something close.
Please enlighten me.
Close enough for what you're interested in. He looks at the detective.
I'd be interested in getting Sally free.
Of course you are.
I mean, I'm sure Sally's important, but let's face it, right? We are only as strong as any of our weakest links, and I am dealing with some things inside of myself that I really wish I didn't have to. I'm asking for the most obvious of issues right now, because if I'm going to make a silent offer, it's going to be just that, a silent offer.
I cannot cure your friend's addiction, but I can change it. I could make it more palatable.
Okay.
Less intrusive.
Okay.
More amusing.
Then I suppose it's up to you, detective, if that's something you would be interested in making a sacrifice for. Especially if it meant the story becomes better for him and he might be able to challenge this issue of yours. Because if I'm going to make a sacrifice, I do not want to speak of it in front of any of you. I'm sure you've discovered things about yourselves that you might wish to change.
The urchin licks his lips. Delicious.
Then if no one's going to speak, can I... I look to the urchins like, I might be willing to entertain an offer, but I want to speak with you in private about my issue.
I don't need to be in private. I've been thinking.
He holds a hand up. One at a time. I would be interested to hear what you have to say, Doctor. Perhaps this is something that we can address at a later time.
We didn't get to ask what sort of favor.
At some point in the future, I will have need of assistance. A goal that I will have, no doubt, need for some help with. Nothing too dangerous, nothing too complicated, but probably something very amusing.
Danger, complications, and amusement is tangential to the challenges we are currently facing. What we're doing is already complicated, entertaining, and challenging. Dangerous.
This story is already amusing enough. This would be for another time.
You're right. You're trying to raise the stakes.
I'm giving you an opportunity to edit the narrative.
What if we took multiple small favors? Things that may necessarily feel a bit more innocuous, if maybe ambiguous even on the surface. Something that's not going to incriminate us or jeopardize our successful endeavors or even our life.
The cost for my interference is always the same.
Is this
whether
a
it is a
group?
small thing or a big thing. And I will make multiple deals, young transporter. Have no fear.
Well, then, why don't you offer us these dream scenarios that you think will sweeten the deal? Or make the story more exciting?
Oh, be careful. Exciting for whom?
I think if it furthers our own goals, regardless if it's exciting for us or for you, it's helping us endeavor success.
Is this what you want? Truly?
I look to everyone else. How do we feel? How are we feeling about this?
Jackson, you're muted.
If we don't want to go on the favor debt, I'm willing to trade a memory. But I would like to actually know what of the three things is offered we actually want. We were discussing ways to do these things ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. Like I said, it doesn't change our narrative. It's just going to relinquish some of the effort that we're going to have to put forth. So really what he's offering is a means to expedite the process.
Yeah.
How many, okay, first question, how many of these processes do we want to expedite? I think it would make the most sense if we used whatever is going to fall in tandem with the plan, because two of the three fuckers that we're dealing with have to go.
Okay, so then the question remains is this. How important is Sally for us to whisk away?
For me, a little bit.
The courtesan rolls her eyes.
Okay.
Very
Not so much
openly.
for the rest of you.
If the Turk falls, we can find her. It may take some time, but we could find her. What about finding the body of the Sullivan boy?
Why do we need it?
That's a brilliant question.
If
Let
we don't
me
have
explain.
Tori
That's
or
my
and the
thoughts.
body, or
For
if
the
we don't have Tori
body.
and Johnny in 48 hours, people are going to get hurt by the Sullivans. But if we distract the Sullivans before then,
What,
should
we
be
just
fine.
drop the
I-
Sullivan boy's body at their door? That doesn't explain anything.
I
Us
don't-
having the body does nothing for us.
I don't think that he mentioned anything about Tori. I don't think he knows about Tori
I don't think
specifically.
he cares about that. I think he cares about his nephew
And who killed his nephew? He's going to want
and
to
who
know.
killed his nephew. The body does almost nothing for us.
It will
Unless it
provide him
ends
with
up-
peace of mind, and it might buy favors, but favors aren't going to matter if he ends up a dead man anyway. All right, Urchin, question.
Yeah.
If manifesting this body, whisking away Sally, these are important moments. They'll mark interest in the story for the sake of furthering along, increasing emotions, causing a more intoxicating event.
I didn't say manifest. I said direct.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that makes this weaker. A weaker.
Oh, you know where the body is, do you?
No, I just don't think the body matters. He's dead,
it-
right?
Yeah.
Is that true, courtesan? Do you agree, detective?
Unfortunately, thanks to the detective's great skills in negotiation,
We're not
we
dying
the body.
immediately.
Oh,
You need the
You
body.
need.
we need to direct him to where his nephew is, one way or the other.
You said people get hurt. Who's getting hurt?
he
The
threatened to go
people
after.
closest to me and the courtesan. So probably you guys and or her girls.
Fucking bring it.
If I may point something out, what Billy Sullivan told you was that you had 48 hours to find and return Johnny to him.
I have a question for the urchin. I
The
don't know if
urchin
he's
will
gonna.
listen.
I don't know if you're gonna answer this. Will one lead to the other?
Yes.
Okay.
What are we talking about?
Will it like if we were to say yes, we want Sally and the Sullivan boy, are they just gonna lead to the same place and you
Oh,
get
no.
two favors?
No, those are two different things. Two very different things.
Well, you got to be careful with like mercurial fuckers like you.
No, I quite
So,
understand, and that's very astute of you.
Okay.
They are two different, separate things that will lead to different and separate outcomes from one another.
What was your third thing? We understand the first two pretty clear. What was the third
Yeah.
offer?
The more boring one is I could run interference with one of the families for you. I could provide an interesting distraction for them so they're no longer causing you whatever difficulties they may be causing you.
It's not that I don't care about that. I'm just curious, like, what you would do. I just, like, I don't think any of us could do what you would do, but like,
Or you
I-
couldn't. You couldn't.
yeah.
What if you make the story more interesting in a different
I
way?
could do that. I could do that in all sorts of ways. If you really want that, Doctor. But I would advise caution in asking for such things. Being general like that with me, it's delicious. But it seems like cheating to accept it without giving you the warning.
Perhaps you could at least hear me out before you start to become too aroused. We already know that the Sullivans and the Kingstons are moving. And I'm sure you've already become very much aware based on how quick you've gathered your intel, have started staging something that will involve the removal or the dispatching of the Turk. Don't pretend. The other element, the one that I am having the most difficulty wrapping my mind around, is how I can move those above, the skycrawlers, on the highest floors. The king's death is substantial, and I want to find a way to tie it to the Turk and to the Sullivan boy. Like a raw deal gone wrong, and the Turk is just closing on both ends.
I could give you that opportunity. I could give you that opportunity now, right this instant, if that's what you desire.
I look to the others. This could tie up the issue with the Sullivans. The Kingstons could make their move. The Turk will be removed, if not by them, then at the very least, those above us, obviously who's a bit more equipped, who want revenge or at least closure on the death of someone like the king, will make their move. It's a lot of action, and it points very, very far away from us. Sure, there's going to be blowback. Yes, we will have to pick up some pieces. But it makes the story interesting, at least for him, and the city's going to love that. We know that they have no qualms, no issues whatsoever replacing them, as we found ourselves in the last few days. There will eventually be another king. And probably at that point, the mire of their revenge tale will sink with them. Let's use that action. Why not?
Priest, out of character. I don't know if you recall your conversation with the gentleman, but the gentleman does not think there will be another king.
Yeah, I remember that. I believe I mentioned that.
This is all speculation. Bub board again. This is speculation. Bub doesn't know, and because Bub doesn't know, there's no chance in hell that the doctor is going to know. So the doctor is just openly speculating.
No, absolutely reasonable. I'm just reminding the priest in case the priest wants to say something.
Doctor, there might not be a king, but even then, still, the revenge story does buy us time to do something about the apparent new threat to the courtesan's girls.
Yeah. Yes. And they're not going to care about the Sullivans. They're not going to care about the Kingstons. They're not going to give two shits about Tori or Sally. They're going to move because of the king and because of the efforts that revolved around the movement of the crown away from the king. Right? I'm trying to read between the lines here. Am I far off base? You guys gotta say something.
It makes sense to me, and it does make the task you're asking for easier. Well, I believed I could have done it. That would have been a hard ask from with what I know currently, but manipulating the Sullivans I can definitely do much easier. I understand them better than I do the ones above.
I just I'm having a hard time believing that because of the actions of the king, he willingly released his crown. He willingly left the top. I don't know if they care.
Yeah,
And
we don't know
with the
that though.
gentleman telling us that there's probably not going to be another king, I
think
I don't hate your plot, Doc. I don't know if it actually gets us anywhere.
And this is why I doubt that. This is why I doubt your fear. Because if the king didn't matter, why were the king's men kicking down the door? If it didn't matter, why would they want his body?
I
Won't be there. His family's revenge will be there.
Like,
and we can turn it away from us.
Having his men, like that's a bodyguard type of thing from the city. Like,
sure.
I understand the bodyguards kicking down as a like, oh, we have to care about this.
Sure.
Then
even if
afterwards. Yeah.
Hear me on this. Even if they don't have some point about, oh, my dad died or oh, my cousin died or what have you, they still have a point to make that someone from the lower floors cannot kill someone from the higher floors.
That's okay. Yeah.
They have to make a point.
And right now the point's directed at us because we're the ones who did it.
Nobody fucking knows that.
We didn't. We don't know that.
We don't.
Urchin, shut up. Stop with that bullshit. Surprised. You know what happened more than we do. And I know you're not going to tell us.
But he said it. He said the words.
What he meant to say was, we woke up next to the king.
We woke up there.
That's not what he said.
He's also stupid.
We didn't do anything. We, the people, because I know you know this, we, the people here now, didn't do shit.
No, that's not what he said. He said you did it.
I am going to hurt somebody.
I have a volunteer.
All right. Hold on. Pause. My ask would have been, how close can you get me to the Turk?
That's complicated.
Without the Turk knowing. I was going to investigate this beforehand anyway, if there were back ways to the Turk's bathhouse.
I could get you in his bath, but you wouldn't like it.
But I wouldn't get out. I want to get out.
You wouldn't like it. It's more complicated dealing with places that are known.
Okay.
Okay, let's let's say that we go with this upper floors versus lower floors gang war that we're proposing. Um, we don't know how many assets either any of these people have, and I'm wondering if that would still be distraction enough for us to collectively get out of the shit that we are currently wading in.
It might not, but it buys us the time we need to figure out how.
Uh,
Because right now you've given us a time limit of 48 hours. We knew we were going to work fast, but I don't know
But
if we were planning that
I don't
fast.
know. We were kind of working off the Kingston's timeline before this moment.
Archon, what is it going to cost? What is the
Yeah.
cost to make the people on the first, second, third floors, whatever you call them,
The elites.
the elites? What's the cost for that?
To get you an audience.
No,
Right
Oh,
now.
God,
no, to make them move, to bend their
to
ear, to
change
make them
the
move.
narrative, to change the narrative to what the doctor was suggesting.
That's beyond my capabilities, but what I can do is give you the opportunity to be able to do that for yourself.
Oh God, that's terrifying.
Above board,
Okay.
I've been to the elites to service them, right?
No,
No, I haven't. So they have their
No.
own doctor, they have their own
they
surgeon.
don't.
I don't think they get in that danger.
They don't really ever come down below. They're
Part of the
super
Jupiter
rare
rings.
creatures to be seen out and about. The only time people ever really see the elites is they have boxes in the top of the Jupiter rooms that you can see them, but they don't ever really come down. Like if there's rumors that the elites sometimes put on disguises and move through the amongst the people.
I mean, we kind
But
of know that's true.
there's no evidence that that's ever been the case.
Okay.
You certainly are not aware of the fact that you've ever treated the elites or any of their people, although you might very well have done without realizing it.
Okay. Well, getting me an audience shouldn't be that difficult.
Oh, I could do it like that. And he clicks his fingers, and for a second there's a smell of ozone in the air. And you have that feeling like your stomach's dropping and nothing happens, and he giggles.
Okay. I'm still
Do you
interested.
want to meet them? Or do you want me to meet them?
I don't want to be anywhere near that.
Honestly, I've never understood why you lot split up so much. All that happens is you find yourselves in multiples of trouble.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Why we split up? Look back 45 seconds. This man literally just said we killed the king. And that's not true.
Oh, but it is now.
No, it's not. You heard what you
No,
wanted to hear.
Word. I heard what was said.
You heard what was said from a drunken man.
And a man nonetheless.
I didn't say shit.
Listen, it doesn't change the fact that you still haven't told me what the price is to get me an audience with the elites.
Yes, I have.
It's the same thing.
A potent memory or a favor for a future time.
I'll offer up a potent memory. But you have to take what malady lurks in me as well.
That's 2 deals.
Doctor, I'm not sure what's going on inside of you that you wish to get rid of. However, I can also offer up a memory.
Listen, that's not really fair. You want a potent memory that will likely set me back, a detriment to my success in this place, to get me on call with someone?
No. To provide you with the opportunity that you desire.
Okay. All right. then I'd be willing to take a favor in its place. Something that, since it's so easy, so criminally easy for you to get us an audience with the elite, to make this happen, I imagine this favor can't be so world-breaking, or at least I would hope, because you strike me, based on what you've said, as not an adversary, someone who simply desires an interest in this story. And I can tell you this much, so long as I persist in this place, our story's not going to be short of interest.
Oh, Doctor. Those words don't even need to be said.
Yeah, I'd like an audience, or at least I want the priest to have an audience.
That is a deal that I can strike with you, and I will come to you at a later date to collect. Is that acceptable?
I agree.
He spits into his hand and extends it.
I hesitate, but I will do it.
You shake his hand. He smiles broadly at you. It's the kind of smile that somebody gives you when they've sold you something and they know more about it than you do.
Always. I'm familiar with it.
It's a smile that's wider than the kid's face. It's not, but it is.
Now, what about this thing? This thing that I want gone in me.
Like I said, when you refer to your companion's unfortunate addiction, I cannot remove it, but I can alter it.
What do you
I
mean
can
by
make it
by alter when you say that? What, are you going to weaken the drive?
change it into something else, something more amusing.
Something more amusing. Wouldn't it be valuable for us to understand what you're going to change it into so that we can agree upon the terms?
I don't know what I change it into yet.
Okay.
Spinning on a fucking wheel?
Perhaps.
Okay, I glance back to the other four. Please don't judge me for this. Just don't. I look back to the urchin. I have an unusual
Yes, I know.
drive. And I realize how easy it is to fulfill that drive.
The urchin takes several steps towards you, and he places his hand on your arm. He's not tall enough to reach onto your shoulder, but he places his hand onto your arm, and he looks at you with a look that looks like it's genuine concern. It's difficult to tell if this is actually genuine or not because you understand how mercurial he is, but he looks at you in that moment as if he genuinely is concerned.
And I could fight this all day long, but I know eventually I'm going to buckle, especially if I continue to spin these plates in front of us to keep us alive.
Yes, I understand.
I want to know that I have total control of whom dies by my hand, not by a will that is not my own.
Something could be done. I cannot remove it, but I can adjust, change. But it will be more amusing.
Well, you know what I'm talking about. And
I do.
you can figure out what that going rate is going to be. Or at least what you're going to change it into, because I am hard-pressed to agree to something that I don't know.
Yes, I understand. These things are difficult.
I will await your eventual company. Have at thee, guys.
All right. So
I'll give
I'm
you go ahead.
I'm fit to do either of these things. I could either go get the body, take it back to the Sullivans, or give it to you to give to the Sullivans, whatever. Or I could go get.
I'm not dealing with that.
Huh? No.
No.
Get them, those two,
Oh,
because they're the ones that are in the on the hook for
I'm
that.
sorry. I thought you were talking to me. He bows and takes a step backwards.
I no. Yeah. Well. Yeah. I'm kind of just. Or I could go get Sally and transport her back to the Kingstons. Most likely would be the best place to take her, since Tori is already there.
I mean,
I,
I, oh, I,
I kind of don't care about the Sullivan boy, and I'm sorry. I would rather go get Sally.
Go get the living one. No, I
Yeah.
understand that. I think that when we do get the body, we need to have our things in motion. We need to have the cogs turning, and people, the story needs to be out there. But we're going to have to move quickly, because I have a feeling the people who know where the body is are going to try to move it once that does happen.
I
I'm
just have a feeling it's in a fucking ditch somewhere.
more than
Buried
likely,
somewhere in a
or
barrel somewhere.
The urchin says nothing, but he just shakes his head.
I have a feeling that it could be in much worse places. Remember our conversation on the skewer we got.
oh, that's bad.
What
Oh,
skewer?
do we know about the cousin in this iteration?
No.
No,
You haven't met the
No.
cousin.
not
We
yet.
haven't met the cousin. Okay, so we don't know about the factory yet. Okay.
The butcher gave us a freebie. The freebie was long
God,
pork.
if that was the boy.
I assume it's not,
If I
because we
ate the
can't
boy-
retrieve a body
That's fair.
if he's turned it into skewers. But that means the longer the body's out there, the more likely it's going to wind up a snack for a bunch of rats or people. And
Or
if we need it this
worse.
badly,
How
we need
long
to
has
expedite
it
that.
been since this whole situation with the Sullivans? When do we know how long Johnny's been dead?
You know that Tori's been missing for a couple of 3 days. Sorry, I'm looking at the courtesan, and you can't see that I'm looking at the courtesan. Courtesan, you know that Tori's been missing for the last 3 days.
Okay.
Okay.
She's been missing for at least 3 days.
So he's could be dead for the past 5 to 3.
I think that's an accurate assumption. If you wouldn't mind taking care of Sally Transporter, I'm willing to.
I think I can. It shouldn't be an issue. The only issue I see arising is, which I think I might need to Doc's help with, is getting her to the Kingstons. Because I can get her to any fucking Kingston. You just got to follow the music. But to get her to the right Kingston is important.
That's fair. That's a fair assessment. I'm willing to give up a memory.
The priest goes over and places a hand on the courtesan's shoulder. You don't have to. I'm going to be honest. You feel like at times I'm talking to a child, a very strange child, but a child nonetheless. I have plenty of memories. And they're all quite a tale, but they're a tale I don't need. You hold on to
Need
what you
gain
have.
experience.
Take the experience you have, build on it, and I can handle this. It's fine. Let's just say I have a personal interest in helping you protect those working girls.
Her eyes get really glassy and she looks like she's going to cry when she looks at the priest. I I think that thank you. I'm thank you. I I don't know how I can ever repay you. I just don't like making promises I can't keep.
Like I said, it's a personal interest. He turns towards the urchin. One of
The
my memories
urchin,
for the location of the boy.
the urchin is sniffing back tears by the look of things, and he walks over to the detective and uses the edge of his jacket to wipe the tears from his face. I'm sorry, what?
I'm offering a favor. For
Wait,
the
Are two of you
Sally.
offering me deals at the same time?
he's gonna go get the body. I'm going to Sally.
And you'll pay what?
I'm putting up a favor.
Oh, delicious.
I'm used to it.
You.
Well, I'm used to it.
Oh, we're going to have so much fun.
I can't wait.
He spits into his hand and extends it. You shake his hand, and as you shake his hand, you feel that funny kind of like your stomach dropping. He nods. She has been released.
I thought you were gonna take me to her.
You thought? Did you ask?
Okay, she's been released where?
She is free from her bonds and free from her captivity. She is free in the city.
Oh shit. We're
That's
gonna
not
have to
what
find
you
her
offered.
before they.
You
I
Give you the
offered-
opportunity.
I offered to
You
release
offered-
her.
You offered to take us. No,
No, I did
No.
not.
you little shit. You
Hey,
little shit.
I hate to say that the party's probably
I'm-
going to split up again,
I'm
but the
kicking
party's
the-
probably going to split up again
Fuck. God.
Of course it is.
Fucking damn it.
because there's not. Where's she going to go? Home for about a second.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm not sure she's that resourceful, clever, quick. Anyway,
Where
must
did
find
you?
her then.
Where?
where what?
Where is she?
Well, she was held in some warehouse in the factory.
You see, there's a fire exit, right?
Mhm.
I'm kicking the door open and running to the factory.
Okay. You kick the door open. There's a blinding light, as if there's like floodlights directed at the door. Everyone's blinded by the light that comes out of it, and you are gone.
Just me, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
What
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
hell was that?
You step through the door, and you think to yourself, maybe leaving my companions in the back rooms wasn't such a great idea after
They're
all.
with the urchin.
Uh-huh. While they are, they'll be okay.
Yeah.
For the record, urchin, if we go through that door, will we go to a place where we can find our way back home at least?
What door?
Is the door gone?
Oh, as soon as the door is closed, it's no longer there.
Oh, that's bad.
Here's the issue. Urchin's not going to let me die because I owe him a favor. So if you just hug me long enough, we'll find our way lost out of this place because he doesn't want me to die.
Don't worry, children. I'm not going to let you get lost here. That's not in my interests. Besides, you have an appointment to keep. But first, priest, you wish to offer a deal.
Yes, you can have a memory.
For
Or the location. For the location of the body, so we can retrieve it.
And to be clear, you mean the Sullivan boy's body?
Yes, Johnny Sullivan, the body that we need.
He spits into his hand and he extends it in your direction.
Just lean down and lick it. Go, oh.
Oh. Oh.
Priest doesn't spit into his own hand, but he does simply just take.
Before the priest can do that,
urchin's
the
hand.
detective will grab the hand instead and shake it. Deal. Because it's his mess.
Twist.
It's his mess that people are trying to fix, and he's not going to let them do that.
Plot twist. He shakes your hand.
Yep.
What skill are you giving up?
Good question. Let me look.
Alcoholism skill. That one.
It's not a skill.
Dependency.
Alcoholism isn't a talent.
Probably stealth. Let's give
Okay.
up one in stealth.
You want to give up a point of stealth? That's fine.
Yeah.
Remove a point of stealth from your character sheet.
Yep.
The urchin now is more stealthy. Excellent.
Oh no!
Y'all are welcome.
Oh, no!
Ah,
He now has a 16 to stealth.
Jesus.
Man, I want to play the urchin. Give me that sweet ability.
Right? Give me that stat block.
I want stat theft.
Are we all done now?
detective,
It's my mess.
but you barely hold together as is.
He made a noble sacrifice for his companions. Don't take that away from him.
What do you think about the Turk? What are your thoughts there with that? With everything that's happening right now?
He's delicious. He makes so many interesting stories. I don't know what Undercity would be without him.
I've got a good idea. Probably a little safer. At least for a little while.
I'm not sure you're right at all. Not for one moment.
Okay, let me change that. My life would be a little safer.
Maybe you're right. Maybe not.
Don't like that. So are you satisfied now?
He rubs his belly, which seems to be bigger and fatter than it was before.
Okay.
The little buttons of his waistcoat are kind of slightly pulling.
Where do you think the transporter is going to meet with Sally?
It doesn't really matter. He isn't going to get there.
Why?
Because you have an appointment to keep. We have made a deal.
Yeah, the deal was to get the priest in front of the elites.
I said I wasn't going.
And I said, I don't know why you like to split up, because it gets you into all sort of trouble. So that's not what I'm going to do.
Babysitting one person has not worked out well for me, to be fair.
You know, that's a really interesting point, though, Urchin. Given your experience in this place, how does the city tolerate you?
If the city had any idea I was here, it probably wouldn't be very pleased. But it can't see me.
Oh, that's cool.
You know.
You're a very
I'm not
interesting
locked
figure.
in here with all of you. You're locked in here with me.
Don't you do that. Don't you do that. You could have chose it at least a little, I don't know, more adult body.
The priest looks confused to the doctor's reaction because he's way before that.
Has no idea what that actually means.
I could, but this is so much more amusing.
Being creepy as hell? How did you get along with us before?
On some days, very well. On other days, not very well at all.
Did you have
I liked you.
Did you have a hand in the death of the king?
No, nothing to do with me. You did that.
Yeah, that's the royal
Allegedly.
you.
Allegedly.
All right. Use your
It was delicious, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of anticipated you saying something like that. You're like the Gordon Ramsay of fucked up down here, and I don't like it.
The courtesan looks at the priest. I'll explain who that is later.
Had I 2 pieces of bread, I would hold them to your face. And
No,
call you
I am not an idiot
sandwich.
sandwich. No, you stop it. You couldn't hold them to my face anyway, you short shit. How do you expect to make us friends if you say things like that?
You mentioned him. You invoked his name.
How do you even know that?
I know many things.
The courtesan gingerly grabs the doctor's shoulders and squeezes, and she's like, we have an appointment that we should probably keep before anybody says something that they may regret, right? Yeah?
Oh,
Yeah?
yes, of course. My apologies.
One
I was
moment.
enjoying myself too much.
One moment. Just keep urchining right there for a second. I look back to the others. Not that I anticipate anyone blurting out any information, because I really don't. But unless it is absolutely necessary, it might be valuable to not say that we woke up around the king dead, or even remotely suggest that it was by our hands.
That nods a lot.
That would be, there's not a price on it. That would be extremely valuable. So I just want to make sure that we go into their story straight. The story is that we caught wind of the king's death from one of the Turk's men. They were bragging about it, which is very par for the course for the one of Turk's men. They're giant, masculine, hairy meatheads.
Ugh.
But they're not smart. Not even a little bit. And now I've been tasked with cleaning up something tangential to that mess. Everybody knows up to this point that we run tight-knit together. And it got back to us from the priest. Priest, you heard it.
I heard some confessions.
And then I put 2 and 2 together. And this is why we're here. They're going to probably ask how we got here. Urchin, this is where we say a friend of a friend? Do we say the urchin put us up to this?
It'll become apparent.
It'll become apparent.
Oh,
Okay.
don't mention my name. They won't like that. Not
Thanks for the tip.
one bit.
Okay.
Okay. This time, everybody is going to keep their cards close to the chest, right? And she looks very pointedly at the detective.
The urchin copies her.
I think this is one of those situations where we kind of have to play it by ear. They're going to see us all together and realize that something important is up, especially given that we are not of their station. So we have to play up the severity of this.
Okay. Shit. I wish the transporter was still here. At the very least, if the detective starts to say something stupid, we could instruct him to shoot him in the kneecap. I don't know how these things work.
Detective, I trust you've got your bearings about you. You can probably see how this is going to be important because we're going to get your body back. And we're clearly, at least one of us is venturing forth to find Sally. This may seem like we have a bit more of a clearer voyage ahead of us, that there's a beacon on the surface, but it's going to get a lot messier before it gets clearer. So, have at thee, urchin. Take us.
If you're quite ready. The urchin looks towards the camera, directly at the audience, and walks slowly towards. His face grows larger and larger in the frame, and he stops, and he smiles at a very large Cheshire Cat-like grin before he drops. And as he does so, the scene is different. You four find yourselves standing in a narrow alleyway. You hear a voice inside your heads, the voice of the urchin. One final piece of advice. Run. You hear, as your senses start to pick up on where you are and what's going on, you hear heavy footsteps running towards you, and the transporter barges past you down the alleyway.
What the fuck?
I'm gonna start running.
Behind him, you can see a very large, hairy man and a collection of hairless, shirtless men running in lockstep with him.
Let's go!
Oh, that's a no from me, dog.
Yep, I'm gonna start running.
We all start running, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not exactly not beating feet here.
Okay.
I bet you find this interesting, you little shit, as he starts running.
You hear
Slimy
just on
fucking
the wind, just on the wind, you hear what sounds like it could be the tittering of a small boy.
What does it sound like? Is it titter, titter, titter?
Does he say "Run, Forrest, run" in our ears
No,
as
he
we're
doesn't.
running?
Yeah. Ah, she.
You run. You run down the alleyway. You take a turn. You take another turn. They are close behind you. In fact, they seem to be gaining. Not so much the bold shirtless man, but the tall man with the hair seems to be making really good speed, and he's gaining on you. You run round a corner. He skids. The only reason why he's not catching up with you is because you're running around corners, and he has to slow down in order to take the corners. You run out into what looks like I think I've described it before, where several alleyways all meet in one particular location.
Yeah.
And in the center, there's a thing that looks like a tree that's made of scrap, with little lights and bells and ribbons hanging from it. And as you run into this space, you realize that there's more. It looks empty as you run into it, but as you get into the space, you realize there are people here. 6 or 7 people. They are wearing black, sort of pinstripe suits. They're all wearing shirts and ties. They're actually very well attired for Undercity. It's not perfect. The suits they look like they may be a little bit old, but they're very good for Undercity clothing. As you enter into the I don't know what we call this area. I want to say square, but it's not square. It's kind of higgledy-piggledy. But as you move into the area under the tree, these people move. 2 of them move in and block the alleyway that you've just come from. One of them reaches inside his jacket and pulls out a pistol. The other reaches under a long coat and pulls out what looks like a shotgun.
Oh.
You see the tall man skid to a halt. And you hear words, but it's like a whispered conversation between the 2 men at the entrance and the tall man. He looks at them intensely for a brief moment, and then he looks over their heads. He looks down at them, and then he looks over their heads at you collectively. He looks furious, and he turns and walks away.
Anybody who's really close to the courtesan hears her quietly whisper, "Yeah, get fucked."
That was good because I was about to kneecap him.
I'm surprised the courtesan didn't trip me.
Oh, she was thinking about it.
What? Wait, hold on. Wait. Where the what?
I did. It's
It seems we have an
spatial
appointment.
bullshit. You don't want to know.
Ooh, I'm gonna
Wibbly wobbly Tommy
throttle
shit.
that kid.
A door opens onto there's several different like small shops and things that kind of like butt onto onto this kind of square, for want of a better word. A door opens and an older man, similarly attired in a black pinstripe suit, wearing a tie, a shirt and tie, walks out of the door, walking towards you. He has a smile on his face. His face is old and haggard's not really the right word. He's obviously lived a difficult life. His skin isn't the best, but there's a vibrancy in his eyes.
Do we have any idea who this or
Yeah.
these men are?
Well, I shake my head. You could make a intelligence and streetwise roll. That's probably the best thing you can do in this situation, and perhaps you will recognize at least their attire.
Okay. So it looks like it's intelligence.
Yeah, that's why I'm just
Yeah.
gonna.
Two
I'll roll
successes.
that.
Yeah, you can all roll that. Yeah.
One success.
2 successes.
Okay. So all of you? Nice.
We're waiting on one more.
Courtesan.
I don't think Corson wants to.
No, I just have straight intelligence, so I'm
That's
just
all
gonna.
I had.
That's
You
all I had.
Yep.
Roll it. Why not? What's the worst that can happen?
I have
botch.
two intelligence, 2 streetwise, so
You botch and everything explodes.
Oh, wait a minute. I just realized. I also
Mega.
have a mega.
Isn't that your mega? Yeah.
Yeah, I got my mega. All right, so I got 3 successes.
Well, it's supposed to be over 6, not 5.
Is it?
So.
Then I only got 2 successes. I lied.
Yep.
So
I got 3.
Yay!
2.
I did it.
Successes for me.
Cool. Okay. I mean, you all. It takes you a minute looking at these suits and looking at them as a uniform rather than as individuals. This is the attire of one of the criminal families, one of the crime families of the city. Transporter, you might have had some dealings with the Gambinos before. They tend to be more upper level.
Yeah.
They don't tend to have a lot to do with the streets. They tend to deal more with the middle market and above.
These are what the Sullivans are trying to be.
In a way, yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
I deal with these guys more than the Sullivans because they're just too sloppy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're a professional
Yeah.
outfit. They're not interested in low-level crime. They're interested in dealing with bigger fish. The older man walks towards you, and whoever happens to be closest to him, he extends a hand towards them.
I was running the fastest.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Do I know? Is he like the head of the family?
You don't know.
I don't know.
You've dealt with some of them before, but you haven't
Okay.
necessarily like gone to the upper echelons.
I imagine that the doctor is like half bent over, gripping his knees, and just.
I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna find out a way to do it. It's gonna take me a long time, but I'll figure it out.
You don't have to worry about that. He's not going to come after you now.
Oh, not him. Don't worry about it. I'll that'll happen eventually too. But
Hey.
thanks. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well. All right.
Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Terence Gambino.
Terrence.
Nice to meet you, sir.
You are rather more difficult to track down than I thought.
It's funny you say it because everybody else knows where we're at all the time.
It's almost like you fell off the grid for a while.
Yeah, we've got. It's accurate.
Doc, catch your breath. It's okay. I got it.
Anyway, you are to become our guests.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Honestly, that's perfect. I'm good with that.
There's someone who wishes to speak with you,
Okay.
but not here. We need to go up.
Can I tell what floor we're on?
You're in the residential area somewhere,
Okay.
like level 5 maybe.
Okay. Well, 'cause it was with Porter Touch. I was like, I don't know if I can tell or not.
I mean, you can tell from the way
From the-
it looks.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. Lead the way. Honestly,
Good.
I'm-
No
I'm at your
difficulties then.
disposal.
I'm glad to hear that. If you don't mind, one of the other he gestures, and a couple of the other people come over. If you'd like to hand your weapons over to my men.
I try. Normally, I would say no, but I trust you guys, so yeah, sure.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I have misled you. That wasn't a request.
Yeah, no, I got that.
I pull out mine and hand it to him as well.
I'm really contemplating.
Do you have anything, or is it just?
I've had something the whole time and
Oh,
just been keeping
Jesus.
it hidden. And I'm wondering, do I keep it hidden?
I mean, he's asking for them. No one's patting you down or anything.
Yeah.
He's asking you to hand your weapons over.
Doc, what did you say? What? I'm sorry, Mr. Gambino. I didn't catch your first name. Do you want me to
Terrence,
call you
please.
Terrence? All I have is tools of the trade. Do you need?
Yes,
do you
doctor.
need my scalpel?
No, doctor.
Thank you.
And the courtesan is wearing a skin tight number and does not appear to have any pockets. And she just holds up her hands.
No one's going to pat you down, my dear.
Can I just can I clock the guy who took it and just
Mm-hmm.
make sure I know where he is at all times?
You hand it over, and he takes it from you, but he doesn't like wrench it out of your grip or anything.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
takes it. They're all being very.
I
Polite's
feel
not
like
really
I've
the right
dealt
word,
with
but
this
like-
before, so
yeah.
like I know. I just
Yeah.
like to know who has my weapon when I'm dealing with the Gambinos, just in case.
Eventually, but like he's the last. Like the priest was just being quiet in the back while everyone was going through this, but eventually you all don't see where in his outfit it comes from. He just suddenly has a switchblade in his hand, which he politely hands over to the Gambino.
Honestly, it doesn't surprise me.
I mean, they don't seem to react in a positive or negative way. Your companions might, but they don't seem to.
Yeah, I've
Oh,
never
actually,
used a gun before. Maybe I should get a shiv.
I forgot. I also have the snub nose from before, so I hand that over.
Oh, the
as
murder
well.
weapon.
Yeah,
You're
Oh,
giving them the murder
no.
weapon. Excellent. Okay, yeah.
Oh no.
I'm not asking for that back. That can disappear. I don't care.
Okay. Okay.
Terence will once you've concluded. He. Do you need anything before we go? You seem out of breath, obviously.
I think the sooner the better.
Honestly, if you got any sweets, that'd be great.
He gestures, and one of the men go into one of the little shops that are on the edges of the square.
Did you just ask for candy?
I don't know. It's weird. I really, really have a sweet tooth. I need it. I just burned a.
I'm surprised you didn't have candy in his hand when you ran past us.
No luck finding that door shut. That door shut, by the way. It didn't exist.
Sorry, need it, but no. What do I remember? Do I just remember going through the door and then immediately being chased by the
No,
fucking
you went through the door and you were running through the factory floor, trying to find the girl, and then you were in this corridor, running down this corridor, and then you realized someone was chasing you.
So I was just running down the corridor, and then when they showed up, I noticed that there was Turkmen behind me.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
We brought it with us, apparently.
Oh God, I felt I was making good progress, and then that little fucking shit does what he does.
It's
If
we're quick with it, we can get to the other thing.
If they saw you in the factory, then they might think
They didn't. No. I was in the factory alone, fine, perfectly good, and then all of a sudden, I was in an alleyway, and then no one was behind me, and then you guys showed up, and then the Turksmen were behind us. I was
That's
fine.
weird.
Apparently, our micro friend doesn't like it when we split up.
Fucking tough titties.
Nobody likes those.
Gross.
Well, Terrence, you know what? I'm sure we'll find sweets along the way. I have no doubt.
So the man that goes into the shop comes out and he has like a paper bag, and he walks over to you and it's filled with like iced buns.
Oh fuck yes.
I'm okay, thank you.
He just started. Thanks, buddy.
He offers them around.
I'll grab some.
He's just gonna snack.
I'm good.
I'll be good.
Once he's finished offering them around, he hands the bag to the transporter. Well, if there's nothing else, shall we?
Yes.
Yeah.
Terrence turns on his heel and walks down one of the alleyways. As he gets to the entrance to the alleyway, the other men that were around the outside, the other people, it's not just men. I should hasten to add, it isn't just men. It's men and women who are wearing pinstripe suits. They're all kind of like big burly people. They're obviously enforcer type people.
Sure.
But the other people move from their positions. They're obviously kind of standing in tactical positions, covering one another, covering different sight lines. The two that were standing by the passageway you entered by, who have obviously been watching that corridor. One of them steps back, and they kind of like there's a certain level of kind of tactical moving amongst them as they're kind of like covering each other. So it's all kind of like they coalesce around you, but they coalesce kind of slowly, and it's a little bit jagged as they're kind of like moving. One of them will move, and then another one will move, and they're kind of moving and covering each other.
They always have someone in their sight line and make sure that they're
it
covered.
Seems quite professional.
It's
it feels
completely
like
tactical.
It feels like bodyguard, like professional bodyguard level movement. Almost military. Terrence steps into an alleyway and leads you, and you're kind of like, I'm guessing you're stepping in, you're following him, but if you were planning on dragging your heels a little bit, you realise that you've got like fairly heavily armed people moving with you, kind of pushing you along, but without like implied threat, without actual threat, if you understand my meaning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As you step around the corner, the scene shifts. You find yourselves walking
up a set of stairs. These stairs are quite ornate. Dark, stained wood. Brass rods holding a slightly threadbare but rather opulent for Undercity carpet that lines the staircase itself. The stairs creak as you move. There's a smell of polish in the air, not something that you would ever get the scent of on the streets. As you ascend the staircase, you realize the air up here actually smells nice. It doesn't feel damp. And as you reach the top of the stairs, there's a large wooden double door in front of you. That is opened by the Gambino's men. Inside is a large, what looks like a corporate boardroom. But a corporate boardroom from maybe the sort of 1970s, 1980s. It looks kind of posh for that period, but kind of like old money posh rather than it doesn't look modern. It looks like old world. The table itself is quite ornate. There are kind of blotters at different positions around the table. All of the chairs are kind of like high, quite comfortable looking high wingback chairs, all in a kind of deep red. The walls are dark wood paneling with red wallpaper. Some of the wallpaper slightly curved at the very corners where it's starting to come away. Even here, Undercity is in a state of decay. But this is the decay of finery. Sitting at the table, there is a young-looking woman, olive skin, quite attractive, long, dark hair, wearing a pinstriped suit, much like the rest of the Gambinos. She has a rose in her lapel. She has a pen in her hand and there's papers in front of her. And as you walk into the room, she stops. She looks at you, places deliberately the lid of the pen and puts it down and stands. My friends, please come and sit.
I would go sit.
Yeah, the courtesan does like a little polite dip, like a curtsy, and sits.
No necessity for that. We're all friends here.
Oh.
I'm gonna sit so I can see the door that we walked in.
I sit in whatever seat helps me like best focus on the woman.
I'll join them.
The doors to the room close. Terence stays inside, but the other men stay outside. He stands in front of the door. He doesn't take a seat. My friends, my name is Paula. Paula Gambino. I'm the chief of the Gambinos. They call me the uncle. I have invited you here because I believe you may have some information that is pertinent to our employer. And it seems that we have done you a little bit of a favor in snatching you from the jaws of the Turk's beast.
Yeah, you could say that.
A little bit. Yeah.
Then I would hope that you would return this favor in kind
and provide us with a little information.
We can certainly try.
First and foremost, I have a question for you, Transporter.
Sure, Unc.
You may not be aware of this, but the Gambinos have been on retainer from the elites to act as custodians, protectors.
Okay.
And something happened a little while ago, a few days ago now, that might cause us a little embarrassment. And we'd like to get to the bottom of it as quickly as possible.
What can I do for you?
Well, Transporter, we have information that you had a little meeting in the Jupiter rooms a few days ago. A meeting with a rather august individual. Someone who probably shouldn't have been in the Jupiter rooms by himself.
Okay.
Somebody who contracted with you. Could you tell me a little about that?
Does this feel threatening? Or does this feel like genuine curiosity?
She is being professional and she's being polite. She's not being overtly threatening, but in alerting you to the fact that she is the head of one of the criminal families,
Yeah.
and she wants to get
she
information from
knows.
you, and there's something that's embarrassing to her family,
Yeah.
and she knows a little bit about what she's talking about.
Does it feel like she's embarrassed because the king was able to sneak away from her?
That you don't know.
I still fully don't know who contracted me to meet at the Jupiter rooms.
No.
Okay. 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 This is exactly why I didn't want to be here. This is exactly why I told him I didn't want to be here.
And this is exactly why I wanted you to be
This
here.
is exactly why the urchin wanted me to be here.
Uncle, if I may.
She closes her eyes for a brief moment and then turns towards you.
I hate to interject. I hate to step on the toes of anyone's timeline of events. But I think that there is more that my roommate here, as I'm sure you're aware, we are all roommates to a degree.
Thick as thieves, as they say.
Days ago, we were approached by the transporter. A confession of confusion. You can clearly tell that he's hesitant to speak his story. Imagine our shock and awe when we discovered whom he met in the Jupiter rooms. The question we had on our minds was who employed him for this? Who had hired him? And it was never transparent. It was never clear. The information never came out. It was a job between a job, something that moved between, and he still lacks the clarity on it. Obviously, we weren't able to divine any information either.
I was told through somebody to meet in the Jupiter rooms for a job. Standard pickup delivery. Just like any other thing that I do. You know what I do. I've done plenty for you guys at some points, but when he sat down, I don't know what I was thinking. it happened so quick, and sat down and then left, and then I left.
What did you talk about?
Nothing.
You were speaking for some time, from what we're given to understand.
Nothing. No.
Nothing.
Nothing.
No conversation.
Nothing. There was an exchange of item.
And then you
And then
sat in
nothing.
companionable silence for an hour?
An hour. No. It was a few minutes at max, and I was gone.
She turns, looks down at her paperwork, flicks through several pages, sits in silence for a few seconds, closes the papers and looks back at you.
From my memory, it was quick, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I sat for
Yeah.
a while.
Yeah.
He showed up. The crown happened. I left. It was lightning. It was like nothing happened.
That's your recollection
That's
of the,
my
of the
recollection
situation,
of
yes.
the events. Okay.
And that's what he told us too.
I showed up maybe an hour beforehand. I was sitting there for about an hour. Maybe hour 15. But he showed up. He gave me what he gave me. I left.
Forgive
No
me,
conversation. Nothing.
Transporter. Somebody is lying. And I
Someone
need
is
to
lying.
understand who it is that's lying and who I need to correct.
If I could pull the memory from my head and give it to you, I would. Uncle, I mean no disrespect to you or your informant, but I would never lie to you. I respect the Gambinos too much to do that. We have a good relationship, and I do not want to sully that.
I would be sad to see our relationship diminished. So then I would say this. What would you stake on your confidence that you are telling me the truth?
I would stake. Yes. But I don't think that's much valuable here. I want a favor from them because I know I'm telling the truth. I'm gonna stake a favor, a large favor.
You understand what owing a favor to my family would mean?
I will stake time of service. For if I'm telling the truth, because I know I am, I get a favor from them.
You're confident.
Supremely.
Then I will choose to believe you.
I still hadn't found out who offered this seemingly innocuous job.
Seemingly innocuous job.
It,
What is it you shipped for the king?
I had nothing to lose. His crown.
And how do you know that?
Because he put it in the box. No words were exchanged. I knew I was to take a package. I was told a package. No idea what the package was. Like normal, I rarely know what packages are. I am simply a transporter. From the Jupiter rooms to the pipes, correct?
No, the streets, the back streets.
The streets.
Yeah.
To the streets. And that's it.
And you saw him take the crown from his head and place it in the box.
That was the minute and a half interaction that I had with him. And again, no disrespect to the family or anything, but at that point, who it was and what the job was, I'm not saying anything to anyone because of who it was. Otherwise, if it was...
Except you did, transporter. You did say something to someone. You look shocked. You look surprised. But your own housemate has just told us that you did.
Well, but I trust the doctor. The doctor's not going to spill.
Oh. Was it just the doctor you spoke to?
Yes.
Or did you tell the others as well?
Just the doctor.
She looks at the priest and then the courtesan and then the detective. Is that true? You had no knowledge?
Until now.
None.
I just learned about this.
She sits back in her chair. She looks thoughtful. Why the doctor?
I've confined in the transporter several times. Some things that are very personal and challenging to one mind. Oftentimes, two heads are better than one. I see a lot of people of all stations, of many levels. I do not frequent, obviously, the king or the elites. Nor should it have any bearing over my station as is, because they wouldn't see to me either.
And let's be honest, I've been patched up more than a few times by the doctor because of my jobs. He is the one I speak to the most.
Fine. I'm not sure I believe you.
I'm curious where you're getting, again, Uncle, no disrespect. I'm curious to where you get your information, or where are you getting this information? Because
I'm getting this
one...
information from your roommate right now.
The other information.
The other information you met in the Jupiter rooms. Of all the places in Undercity,
I didn't set that up.
you met in front of witnesses.
I didn't set it up.
No, I'm not suggesting that you did, but I'm saying you
It's a
cannot be
public place.
surprised that I know.
Yes, no, that's fair. That's fair. But again, the Jupiter rooms. Who gains anything? Everybody in that place is looking to claw their way up.
Of course. That's how we gain a lot of information. I'm interested in something else.
Yes.
When was the next time you saw the king?
I haven't.
She looks at you.
That was the first and last.
Interesting. Then perhaps you could furnish me with a little information about where you acquired his pistol.
I think I can help with that.
This is where, yes.
This is where
our information.
This is where things get a little trickier. I was actually given that gun with a favor to be called in from someone a lot closer to my level. It was requested due to a debt that I assist the Turk with the handling of something delicate. He didn't want to give me a lot of details, but I was supposed to handle the death of someone and the movement of a body of which was never named, and that I was told to dispose of a pistol. I don't know why, but I was given this gun, and I have no skills with a gun, so I turned it over to the one person that I knew had more skills with a gun. And this was just what I looked at the transporter 2 days ago, 3 days ago tops.
Yeah.
This came from the Turk himself or one of his men.
It was discussed by the Turk, but one of his men gave it to me. He said that I was supposed to handle a body and someone else. And he said that this
Turk told you to. The Turk told you about this weapon.
No,
Told you to dispense of it.
he did not. No,
Who told you to dispense of it?
I don't know. It's one of his goons behind the door to his actual smaller pool. It requires the multiple bizarre knocks. All I know is that there is someone that I'm supposed to help to the other side of death, and then another body that I was supposed to handle.
You have a connection with the Turk, yes?
Unfortunately, it's like a plague.
Good.
Uncle, do you think that this body was supposed to be the king? Was that the body I was supposed to do something about?
Did you see it?
No, I've never gotten around to it, no. In fact, that's probably why the Turk's men are hunting me.
These past couple days have been a flurry of movement from all of us.
And I was informed by the Turk that if I was to not handle this, that my not only reputation would be lost, but that I would probably meet a similar fate of said bodies. So I've been kind of on the move. I even hired another doctor to operate my surgery while I was doing quote-unquote house calls.
And your companions knew nothing about this as well?
Oh no, they knew that I was being chased, which is why they were running with me, because...
The body.
The body?
Weapon.
Oh, why would I have to tell them about that? Why don't I have any correlating information that would matter to them? There's no way that I could have known that the transporter's job aligned with what was going on with the Turk. In fact, this is the first that I just discovered that weapon was the king's. Where am I going to get a gun? Let's be real.
And I already have my own. I don't need another. And the rounds that I have don't fit that gun. You know, your men know of my weapon and my preference for my defense and how I transport.
Let me be clear. Because I believe you deserve to know the situation in its entirety. The prince is not happy. The king is dead. And your fingerprints touch too many aspects of this story. I don't believe for 1 second that your companions are innocent in this. I think you talk a little more than you suggest. I'd be surprised if you didn't.
frankly, at this point, we're just trying to stay alive.
Yes, I can imagine. A difficult enough task in this city at the best of times. But you've managed to get yourselves embroiled in something much bigger than yourselves.
Over the past couple of days, there are instances from our companions where the stories do seem to connect.
Yes.
It seems we all have been tied into some conspiracy.
Do tell.
Detective Orderson? Actually, Detective, shut up.
No, Detective, please. We're all friends here. I'd be interested to hear your tales.
I was hired by the Voice to find one of her backup singers, Sally. So when I went to her house, it was torn up, so I followed the trail back to the Turk's place. And
How does this tie into our situation? Or is it tied in because of the connections with the Turk?
It seems to be tied to the connections to the Turk. The Turk has threatened the doctor to kill Sally over a debt of some sort. In the meantime, I'm being threatened by Billy Sullivan because his nephew is missing, and that is another string tied to the Turk.
When you mention Billy Sullivan, she rolls her eyes.
And this is how I think. I believe the Turk is trying to tie up loose ends because nephew of Billy Sullivan, we have found, is also dead. And I know.
And you believe him to be in some way connected to the murder of the king?
Yes.
Interesting.
I believe the Sullivans and the Turk, because you know, the fucking Sullivans, always trying to climb, trying to overtake business, trying to get in with others. I believe the Sullivans trying to shake things up, got into business with the Turk. The Turk helped the younger Sullivan somehow with dispatching of the king. And to tie up that loose end, the Turk has killed the Sullivan boy.
And now the Turk is hunting us. Uncle, with most respect, what would we have to gain from the king's death? And furthermore, I don't think any of us have ever had contact with the king. Who are we? We are literally almost at the bottom of the food chain.
That's not true. That's not true.
Think for yourself.
We might have relevant
are-
skills, but the elite
No.
don't often work with us.
Be that as it may, you are important people in the city.
Also, you know as much as I do. I don't need this kind of heat.
You've been very quiet, priest.
Just waiting to speak to you. I do have plenty of information to give you, actually. I've heard some strange confessions recently. In fact, I believe when I am done speaking, you will be more inclined to heed our story and the importance of it.
Then
And
I wait with bated breath.
also, Hale, I spend a point of willpower.
You bitch.
as I activate hypnotic gaze and just gave her the command and suggestion.
Okay. And what are you saying to her?
Recently, we had to go to ground, and I've only just come back out to tend to my flock. This flock has heard many strange things that disturb them, and they wish to alleviate themselves of these things by speaking of them to me. I won't tell you who because I wish for him to have his peace, but a man overheard one of Turk's men bragging about a recent big job that they had done. I didn't have all the context clues until recently, but as I pieced together these various confessions of what the men have heard, even some of the Turk's men coming through having second thoughts, it all begins to line up with what's been going on with the transporter and the doctor and the blackmail on them.
That you didn't know about. I mean, she kind of shakes her head as you finish saying, like she was distracted, but you know the suggestion has been implanted, like she knows that to be true. But she concludes the end of your statement that you didn't know about because your companions didn't tell you beforehand.
As much as we do talk, we don't spend all of our time together. We all have business to get to.
It seems very curious to me that all 5 of you have your own little corners of this conspiracy that all connect together. And I wonder why you are so reticent in admitting that you talk to one another about it.
Imagine how it looks. Imagine how this looks. I mean, you don't have to imagine.
Understand.
We're here in this situation.
I understand, Doctor. Have I put you under threat?
No, but I understand what it means to operate in any tangential cause against one of the active and most formidable families of the Undercity. I want to distance myself from harm as much as I possibly can.
I invited you here to a place where most never come, never have the opportunity. I sent you guards to protect your travel. I have not offered you violence. I have asked you questions. I have not demanded them. I have not tortured the information from you. But I could.
We understand, Uncle. May I ask something of you just for a moment? Obviously, the detective needs to solve his case, save the girl, look good to the dashing singer. We need to watch our own skins. Might I suggest that we continue with pulling at these various strings that have all wound up into a knot and be able to bring back something to you to help you with dealing with the Turk, your true enemy.
Well, that's an interesting turn of phrase. That rather brings me to a point that I wish to discuss. You 5, according to the way you are describing things, and I suspect you are not being entirely honest with me, but I can't refute the things that you're saying. You 5 are involved in a number of conspiracies that all seem to link together in some capacity. I think it is time that you pool your resources finally and have that conversation you probably should have had at the beginning. That you tell each other all of the secrets that you have gathered and how your stories can all interact with one another. Then, moving forwards, working for me, You'll get to the bottom of this, and you'll tell me all about it. What's and all. How does that sound?
I would be more than willing to agree to that. That sounds quite nice, I think. It would mean survival, but what does that mean for the roughly wall-sized meat shields of the Turk that seem to be hunting me right now?
Turk is a complicated creature who sits at the center of a web. That web is connected to an awful lot of things within Undercity. You would be very difficult to uproot without some quite far-reaching ramifications. But if he is getting too big for his boots, then something will need to be done to knock him down a peg or two. I am interested also to hear about the Sullivans' involvement. That does not please me. It would appear the Turk has a desire to speak with you. I think you should let him. And you should let him know that you're working for me now.
I certainly can do that. Do you think that's going to be enough to prevent him from clubbing me and adding me to the stain on his marble floor?
I think if he knows that you are on my payroll, that might not be in his best interests. I couldn't say for certain what he would do. But he's not an unintelligent man. He knows which side of his bread is buttered. Frankly, I'm very surprised to hear that he has any involvement in this situation whatsoever. If the prince were to learn of the Turk's involvement, he would not be pleased at all. You can tell him that from me.
I have apparently quite a few messages to deliver. You know, there was one thing that I thought was really strange, especially given the area. The last time I saw the Turk, where I was pawned off, or that the pistol was pawned off to me, the Turk offered me food. And that's pretty normal in most places. But the caliber of food was what raised an eyebrow in me. Startled suspicion, a question, because we don't exactly get food like that at our level.
What sort of food?
Oh, delicious. Delicious food. It was fruit, actually. Fresh fruit. And to be frank, I can't tell you the last time I had fresh fruit. And when I asked about it, he said it was...
Strawberries.
Yeah, yes. There was something else, too. But I had my fair share of strawberries. When I asked where they came from, there was a lot of grinning amidst his men.
When was this?
I think it was, I don't know, it was recently. It's been amidst of running, so it's been recently. But I was told to not ask questions.
She rifles through her papers, picks up her pen, and makes a note. And then deliberately puts the lid back on the pen and twists it and places it down. Useful.
That's the only other thing that stood out. I did feel like he was sort of buttering me up to lay all this down, but I was never given this much direction. And if this is the body that he was talking about, I don't understand why he'd be hunting me down right now if the body was already handled by someone else. But maybe he's just in a rush to have me handle this other person. I don't know. There's a lot of gray area above right now. And frankly, I don't want to have my hands dirtied making a body of someone that probably doesn't deserve to be. So, right now the Turk has someone that he wants me to take care of. And I don't know how they have any relation to your situation whatsoever, but it's something that apparently I must take care of. And if I don't, that's why he said that I would end up outliving my usefulness.
If you are successful in bottoming out this investigation, the Prince will want to speak to you. The Prince will be grateful. He may even offer you something.
It would lead to my utmost gratitude.
Let me be clear. If you're successful, there will be great benefits. If you are unsuccessful, less so.
Don't worry, I feel like that's already been on the table for at least the Turk.
Yes, I imagine it's a rather difficult situation to be in. Good. If you would be so kind as to let me know of your progress, you may reach us via the chef at the typing house. He knows how to reach us.
We've been there many times. It should be with some ease for us to do that. And we'll see what sort of information we can drum up. I hazard to believe that anyone is going to confess to the murder of the king, though.
Perhaps they will need to be encouraged.
Okay. Okay. Do you have any ideas on how the Sullivans are tied into this? Do I have to watch out for them next, too?
Oh, I would be very wary of those if I were you. Brutal animals who think they are bigger than they are.
Oh.
No, they definitely suck.
Yes.
Definitely know how to claw their way.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to keep my head down. And it sounds like I have to field the meeting with the Turk anyway, as he seems to be hunting.
Doctor, I suspect the time for keeping your head down has long passed.
I meant from other
already-
elements.
Oh, well. If there's nothing else, I have other business to attend to.
I mean this with the utmost of sincerity and kindness. We really don't want to be here.
The rarefied air up here is something that you will get used to, should you be successful.
Thank you for your hospitality, Uncle.
Thank you, Uncle.
She stands and gestures towards the door.
Okay.
I'll stand and nod, and watch my blessings number themselves in front of me is what I'm going to do.
As the priest leaves, he will turn towards the uncle, give a nod, and then say, "If you ever need to confess anything, big or small."
She smiles in a enigmatic manner, but doesn't say anything.
The priest just gives a charming smile back.
I'll get up and nod and start walking out as well.
The courtesan will give a respectful nod and leave.
She nods as each of you step away from the table.
I will walk out. I'm gone.
Terence opens the doors for you, and waits until you walk out of the room, and then closes the door. And Paola, Uncle Paola.
I will have
Provide.
the transporter guide us to some place safe.
Well, Terence says, "We will provide a guard to wherever it is you wish to go next."
Where do we wish to go,
Then-
Scooby Gang?
Then you're on your own.
Do we-
I don't know if if above, I don't know if 23 is safe anymore. I kind of want to look for a new place to hold up.
Do we want to handle the business with the Turk while we have a snazzy
Actually,
bodyguard?
I know where I need to go immediately.
I was about to say, transporter, where did
I
you say
need
you
to
were?
go. I need to go. I don't know if one of the men are gonna come with me, but I need to go.
Oh.
I need to go find her. Hopefully alive. If you guys want to come, if you're fast enough, you guys can come with me. But I know. Well, I actually don't know. But detective knows where the body is.
Yeah.
Um,
You wouldn't know that because you were gone most of it.
I would know that.
Yeah.
Actually, detective, you don't know where the body is.
So what I get out of that deal?
You made the deal, but you don't know where the body is.
Let me
Does
guess.
the priest know?
Does the
Oh,
courtesan know?
shit.
No.
Oh my god! I swear to God, if the body just plopped down in front of the fucking Sullivan's house.
That wasn't the agreement. The agreement was to be guided to.
Oh no.
Guided to by who?
We don't know.
No. Shit. I'm going to the factory floor. I suggest you guys find somewhere to hold up.
Did we get our
But
guns
I need
back?
to go. Oh, I assume we're getting them right now.
I
as we're
imagine
leaving.
we're at least getting our weapons back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Gambinos will offer you a guard detail to wherever it is that you collectively want to go. At that point, they will return your weapons, and they'll probably hang about a little bit to make sure you're all right, and then you're on your own.
Say we all go to the factory then. It was the factory, right?
Yeah.
If she's even still there.
If she's still there.
So, just to clarify, it's not the factory, it's the factory
The
floor,
factory floor.
which is the 4th level of Undercity. It's the level immediately above the streets. And the factory floor is a maze of industrial production facilities, warehouses, cold storage, actual factories, small manufacturing companies, like one-man manufacturing companies, tailors,
And
butchers.
my plan originally was to, using Porter Touched and my Ultra Perception, to just dash all around as fast as I can on the factory floor
And
to try
you-
to find her.
And you will know that will not work, because that's not how Undercity works. It's not about space. Running around the floor isn't going to find you what it is that you're looking for.
Okay.
There's enough of us that might.
Well, I feel like he that was his like immediate plan as soon as he like the urchin was like,
And that's
like
reasonable.
yeah,
It's reasonable for you to think like that,
yeah,
but when you start implementing it, you realize
Yeah.
that's not going to work.
Exactly, yeah. I feel like I'm gonna need the priest's help with this to find her. Like, getting your flock to try to find her before the Turks men do, and maybe the courtesan. I don't.
You know from what the urchin told you that there was a factory that she escaped from, a warehouse that she escaped from.
A warehouse.
You know, you've been told that piece of information. You could probably find that place. Now you've been told that information. You might be able to find that place. You've got a chance because it's been explained to you. You've got a chance of being able to find it.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
If you wished to make a, let's say, wits and investigation roll.
Can any of us make this roll, or is it just
And
the transporter?
like other people might be able to assist you with this sort of thing. Yes, you could all potentially make this roll if that's something that you're interested in doing.
I would be trying to help.
I think I just figured out a way to buy us some time with the Turk.
Okay.
We need to use the detail immediately.
Do you want to take the detail to the Turk?
If I take the detail to the Turk and have him wait, the Turk won't make a move, knowing that the Gambino's men are waiting for me to come out.
Okay. I like this. I like you taking the Gambinos to the Turk while I search for Sally. Is that it? I'm assuming, is that what you're suggesting? Pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I like this because if you show up to the Turk with a detail of Gambinos, I think he's going to call back all his men. There's a chance he calls back a good portion of his men if they are out.
I have an idea, but it involves me needing to talk to one of the Turks' men.
Okay.
I have a theory. So when we were talking to the urchin about Sally, he was saying that she probably is not street savvy enough to find her way to very far from where she escapes from. So I have a feeling she's still very close by, even though we had this appointment.
I don't disagree with you.
She's probably still on the floor,
Yeah.
just tucked away in a nook
just-
of equipment.
Yeah, and I just need to find
One thing
that.
you know about the city is if you don't know where you're going, you get lost.
And I think because if is that like a common thing that everybody knows?
Yes.
I think if she knows that, she will stay put.
Wait.
Because she doesn't.
Is there a guide? We have a transporter, we have a doctor. Is there someone by the name of the guide?
You're not familiar with someone called the Guide, but that doesn't mean they don't exist.
Okay. So the actually the detective has some sort of weird ultraviolet pew pew vision where he can see
It's actually not a bad idea.
things. I don't know how it works.
No. I think, but I don't know if she's hurt, because if she's hurt, there could be a trail. But if she's not hurt,
Wasn't there blood at the apartment? I'm pretty sure at some point she got nicked, and
Yes.
I wouldn't.
But there was.
I wouldn't put it past the Turks men to beat the shit out of her, honestly.
Doctor, did you see any cuts on Tori when you were with the Kingstons?
Tori looked fine.
Tori looked fine.
A little shaken up when I brought up the information about the girl, but she looked fine.
Okay.
The other thing that you all know from your investigations, Tori's place was tossed, but there was no blood. There was no signs of a struggle. It was just like someone had
It was
searched
Sally's
the
place that had the claw marks.
Yeah.
And struggle.
And struggle. Okay. And I don't think, for that reason, I also don't think Sally would want to get lost and end up back at her home because of that. So I think Courtesan is right where she would stay put and try to just hide instead of wander. So I agree, you taking the Gambinos to the Turk while me and the detective go to the factory floor, like try to figure out the warehouse and look for Sally.
The urchin, no, that feels like a wild goose chase. The urchin he's been very picky about his wording. Think about it. You'll be guided. We've got to figure out what you're going to be guided by. You're either going to find a guide or you're going to find a diviner that can tell you where to... Is there a diviner? Is there like a diviner or an oracle?
There's the oracle.
An oracle. That's a thought.
Do we know where they are? Or they do, like, is there common knowledge of where the oracle hangs out?
There's rumors of the oracle. There are as many stories about who the oracle is as there are people to tell stories. Every story is different, every description is different, every location is different. One thing that remains constant is that whenever people have met the oracle, they have been in the streets.
In the streets?
And they've been looking for the oracle and they've found them.
Okay. Well, in that case, does the detective, and I know how much, but it makes interesting storytelling, splitting the party up. I know how much the urchin hates it, but I don't give a fuck what the urchin thinks right now.
You can hear the urchin rolling his eyes at the idea of you splitting the party once again.
He's pissed me off. I'm mad at him. I don't care about what he wants right now. For a moment, I was like, the transporter was like, hell yeah, I'm cool with the urchin. I'm not right at this moment.
Nothing.
And he can be dramatically shocked all he wants while he's watching me, but maybe the detective and the priest take on looking for the oracle or the guide or whatever.
Priest wants to go talk
Sally
to
was
the
one of
Turks man.
Sally was one of
The voices
your
backups.
girls or the
Backup
backup.
singers. Sally's the backup singer. Tori was.
Sally's the backup singer. Tori's the.
Yep.
The calling girl. Okay. I don't know where to sit. I don't know what would be your, like, Courtesan, where do you find yourself in this makeup?
I mean, there are a couple things I can do. I guess I could run distraction. I can make myself look like other people. It's a dangerous gambit, but it would lead whoever's chasing us in the wrong direction.
Do you think you could convince one of the Turks' men to step away from his post just for a moment?
I think there's a strong chance that if there is a Gambino present, more men will be alert.
I had a terrible idea, which in hindsight is so stupid is you showing up as Sally with the Gambinos. I think that's so that
You're
sounds
right.
actually terrible.
That's an
That
awful
actually sounds
idea.
really terrible.
What a
That
quick
actually
way to
sounds
get me to
really
kill the
terrible.
courtesan.
I know. But you wouldn't kill Sally.
As great as it would be to be a grease spot on that marble floor, I think I'm going to pass for right now. Thank you. So I can assist in one of the other areas. I'm flexible. Ha 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 ha. Jokes here.
Because my thought process is when hopefully I find her. The next step is where? Do I take her back to the Kingstons down in the pipes?
I have a crazy idea.
Hmm.
What if I
Like-
went with you as Tori to get her out of hiding?
To get her out of hiding? I don't hate that.
Okay.
She's gonna be mad at us after in a minute, but
But she'll be alive.
she'll be alive.
But what if what if you guys run into the Turk's men down there?
That was my thought.
And they
At
see
least-
Tori.
At least the transporter has a pew pew.
I can get us out of there fairly fast. We're just gonna have to. And when you transform, like if you were to shift into like one of the Turk's men that are big and strong, are you big and strong? Like, could you carry and run with her if we need to?
It's
Or
appearance
is it just-
alteration.
Huh?
It's not shapeshift.
Okay.
So she will look like that, but she doesn't
But she
gain
won't.
the
She
traits.
won't have that strength. Okay.
Yeah, her eyebrows knit together and she says, I don't think that's how it works. I think I'm just
It's like a shell.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't hate that idea, but I do agree that if we run into the Turk's men, it's gonna make it difficult. So
Then we better hide and or be quick.
yeah,
That's all I
I do
can
still
think.
feel kind of bad leaving. I mean, I know you're gonna have the Gambinos, but like,
It would probably look better if it was just me anyway. Let's be real.
yeah,
I think we were just going to be collateral anyway in that situation, a way to lure you out.
And you know, if I die, I die.
I don't.
It just means that I failed.
Yeah, no, I get that, but I feel like the fucking urgent is gonna pull you out if something bad happens.
I mean, and you don't honestly you don't do bad. Are you sure you shouldn't be like the lawyer instead of the doctor? Because you've been pretty slick when it comes to talking.
I don't know how to answer that right now. Let's just see if I can maintain that trend.
And I think-
Fair,
I
fair
think-
enough.
I think we have a direction to go.
Well, wish me luck. I wish you guys luck. You're gonna need it.
Be careful.
Jamie, can I get my gun back before you guys leave?
Jeremy.
Just talking to insert random Gambino.
I mean, Terrence.
Oh, is Terrence our
no.
detail?
Or
Yeah.
I
Terrence
wasn't
is
talking to.
he's the full
Terrence
detail.
didn't
Okay,
take my
cool.
gun. One of the Gambinos took it.
Yeah, Terrence is with you as he leads you down the stairs. There is a collection of men waiting,
Gotcha.
and he will take your pistol from one of them and hand it back to you.
Mm,
And I'm assuming they're keeping the revolver.
The king's gun.
Yeah,
that's
Yeah.
probably a safe.
Yeah.
that's fine
Yes.
with me,
It's
honestly.
probably better in their
We
hands
don't
anyway.
want-
Yeah,
We weren't
Yeah.
gonna grab
No.
it back anyways.
I mean, I kind of wish now I could put it in the Turk stuff, but
that, honestly,
Turk gave it to us.
honestly, when we were talking about it, I was like, how am I going to plant information in the Sullivans and the Turk's place?
I mean, in fairness, you didn't necessarily know that that was the king's pistol.
No.
You just
Yeah.
knew
That's
it was
also
a
true.
pistol used to kill the king.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
is an important thing in and of itself, but you didn't know that it actually belonged to him.
No.
No. We knew it was a pistol, and we all had our guns accounted for, so where did this other pistol come from?
We didn't know that they'd recognize it.
No.
That too. Was there any kind of distinguishing marks on it that we could see?
I mean, not that was immediately apparent, but
Okay. So okay. Because like I feel like I would have noticed anything that like would have stood out from just it being a normal pistol.
I think the thing is there aren't enough guns in Undercity for them to not
that's
be able
also
to easily
very
keep
true.
track of.
Yeah.
It's like there aren't many guns, and the king had a gun of this exact make and model.
Yeah.
And it had
okay.
its initials right here.
Yeah,
TK.
TK.
The king.
Yeah. All right.
had
Cool.
a picture
So-
of Elvis on it.
Thank you very much. All right, so Doc's going to the Turk with the Gambinos. You two are going to look for the Oracle or the body or a guide or whatever, attempting to find the dead body, and then we're going to go look for Sally on the factory floor, heading to some warehouse that we can hopefully find.
Okay.
You're welcome.
You distance. Okay. Detective and priest. Where are you heading?
I'm
The
going
street.
down to the streets, and
Yep.
I am thinking hard in my head that I need the Oracle.
Yep.
Okay. You head down to the streets and you concentrate on trying to find the Oracle. Like, it's a little bit difficult because normally when you're navigating Undercity, you're navigating by location rather than person. So this is a little jarring for you. However, you try to keep the concept of the... And the other thing is you don't know what the Oracle looks like. Or anything about them beyond the fact that they're called the Oracle, and this is how people look for them. So it's like you've got almost nothing to go on, and it's really jarring. You spend some time walking the streets, walking through the collections of people, the schools of people. I'm going to call them the schools of people because they move like fish. After a period of time which feels long, you come across between two of the shops are all crowded onto one another. They're all basically like almost as if like 3 or 4 tiny shops have crammed into the same building. So everything feels cramped and on top of each other along the sides, only punctuated by alleyways. There is one point along one wall where there is a gap between buildings. Not a alleyway, not even an alcove per se, but more just a blank wall. It's probably no more than 5 feet wide. Directly next to it is a lamp post. It's the only lamp post that you've seen on the streets, on the actual main drag of the street itself. Most of the street is lit up almost entirely by neon and fluorescent lights that come from the shops themselves, and occasionally lanterns and torches that are hanging from like little vendors that have people sitting on the side of the road with a rug out in front of them with their belongings, and a little lantern that's highlights them. This is a tall lamppost. it kind of strobes slightly, and it strobes intermittently. When it comes on, it highlights the spot directly underneath it brightly, and then it goes off again. And it's only doing that every so often. You see it from a distance. You can see it kind of like flashes on. It's like it's almost got a loose connection. It flashes on and it flashes off, and then it flashes on. It stays on for a couple of seconds, and it flashes off. As you get close to it, it flashes on again, and you realise there's someone standing underneath it. It's a man wearing a threadbare suit. He has dark hair, and he has a fedora perched on top of his head, and he's leaning up against the lamppost, smoking what looks like a cigar, a cigarillo. His skin is dark. He has a grey beard, and his head is pointed down, so you can't see his eyes over the brim of his fedora. But as you approach him, he kind of angles his head as if he has noticed you.
A mysterious stranger appears from thin air as we're looking for someone.
The Oracle, I presume.
He gestures with two fingers, and as he does, the crowds of people that are moving immediately in front of him almost automatically kind of move as it again like that's that movement of the school of fish. They all move away and provide a momentary pause in the flow of motion around him. No one's paying any attention, but they naturally flow around the spot.
I walk towards him as he's gesturing for us to come to him.
He remains leaning up against the lamppost, smoking his cigarillo. It smells fucking evil. It doesn't smell like tobacco. It smells like chemicals.
So, we need a guide. Perhaps you can help us with that.
He looks up, tilts his head up, and you can see his eyes are milky white, like cataracts. What is it you're looking for?
We're looking for the body that was promised by the urchin.
Ah, the imp. Tell me why I should involve myself in that creature's machinations.
You don't have to involve yourself with the creature. You just have to involve yourself with us.
It is the same thing. If he has sent you, it's part of its plan.
I will pay.
Yes.
I have a personal vested interest in this. There's people in trouble, and we have to be quick about it.
I'm not pleased to have anything to do with the imp. But
I wish I hadn't accidentally involved you, but, well, he's the imp.
I'm not talking to him. I'm talking to you. And I can see you have a need. He looks at the detective. Or is it you?
I need as well. Well, I need the body. Priest needs the body. Same body.
Two different personal interests.
I can look. If I can see, I can share that with you. With one of you. Who will pay?
I'll pay this time, detective.
Okay.
He extends his hand. You can't see it on camera. He extends his hand out towards you.
I extend my hand out towards him, and do I instinctively, like, the Undercity currency, or is it that he's reaching for my hand itself?
So you reach out. He reaches his hand out, and you go to reach out to take his hand, but you realise that really what you should be doing is putting your hand in your pocket and taking money
Yeah.
out. So you reach into your pocket and you grab a handful of currency, and you place it in his hand. Something that you think is probably an appropriate amount. He closes his hand around the currency. You felt it in your hand, and you kind of saw it in his hand. You saw his hand curl around it, but it slides off of your brain exactly how much money you've just given him. You think it's an appropriate amount though.
Man, just took all my Dogecoin.
You know what Dogecoin is?
Priest starts to get a nosebleed.
Yeah, he's been pretending he's actually from the 32nd century.
Dogecoin's big then.
Yeah.
The first Galactic Wars war he's from, not the first
Fucking
World
hope
War.
not.
It's the first Galactic War, not the first World War.
Yeah, he wasn't clear about that. He takes the coins and he stuffs them into his pocket. He nods at you, and then he turns to the detective. Come here, boy.
I'll take a step closer.
He reaches his hand up and places it on the side of your head. And he closes his eyes and he concentrates. Priest, you can see he to start with, he just stands still, but as he does so, he starts to kind of physically shake, like he's like super cold. He there's a shiver that goes across his body. Beads of sweat appear on his forehead. This is obviously taxing for him. Detective, you don't see any of that, because as soon as his hands make contact with the side of your head, you see only one thing. You see a different space, a different place, a place that you are entirely unfamiliar with. The walls of this place look odd to you. They look super damp, slick. It could be poured concrete, perhaps, but it's old. It's super old. The floor under your feet, it feels like you're standing on the very bottom step of a set of concrete stairs that extends behind you. And where you're standing, there is dark water below you. And you can see maybe 15, 20 feet ahead of you, there is a tunnel that extends, but it kind of ends in darkness. And you don't want to look into that darkness, because you can feel it. The moment your eyes go even anywhere close to it, you can feel they're being pulled. And you can feel the cold and the emptiness that exists there. Below you, in the water, you can see the shape of a body. body is mutilated. And something is leaning over it. Something that's not quite human. Something that's dark. Something that has too many elbows. Fingers that are far too long.
No.
There's no fat on it. It's pure muscle. And it's leaning over the body and consuming it. And as you watch, it suddenly stops, tilts its head up, and it turns to look at you. And as it turns, you can see there's eyes. It doesn't have eyes. Where his eyes should be, there is just the darkness. 2 pits of abyss. And then you flash back. You open your eyes and you can see the Oracle. His eyes are wide. There's sweat pouring down his face, and his hand comes away from the side of your head. You know exactly how to get to that, and you know that that's a place that you don't ever want to go. You know to get to that place, you have to go below the pipes.
Did it work?
Yes. It's not good.
I'm sorry, boy. That's not good at all.
Is it unreachable?
It's in the dark.
It's on the edge of the dark. It's before... What you saw was... You were standing on the bottom steps, and there's maybe 15 feet of space before the darkness starts, and it is literally on the doorstep of the dark.
Well, you die one way or another, detective, along with a lot of other people. So, we can try.
Okay. It's at the edge of the dark.
You'll have the guide. You know where.
Yep. As we start to head out, I'll explain to the priest what I saw down there. I saw the void smile back at me.
It sounds like you saw a monster that came out the void to eat a corpse.
Yeah. Its eyes were nothing, were voids.
Then shoot somewhere else.
Yep. I'll get as we head there, I'll make sure my gun's loaded.
Okay. Let us transition. Courtesan.
Yes.
Transporter. You find yourselves stepping off a staircase onto the factory floor. Not the factory floor, the factory floor.
The flatulence.
The factory floor is a very different place. The
That's
factory
where the
floor
rich
is noisy. There is a constant sound of metal grinding against metal, things hitting into each other, the sound of steam escaping. There's shouts, not shouts of anger, but shouts of communication over the top of the sound of machinery. There's strange smells in the air. Some of the smells smell like produce, food, vegetation. Some of the food, and it's not necessarily unpleasant. Some of the smells smell very chemical. There's like almost a constant haze of smoke towards the roof level. You assume it's smoke anyway. It's a kind of greyish cloud high up, and a lot of people tend to walk slightly stooped underneath it.
Before we step out of the staircase corridor, whatever we came from, she's following behind the transporter, and the transporter will hear the movement and snapping of bones.
Oh, you're doing it now?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
She wants to wait until like because she doesn't know where Sally is hiding, and does not want to assume that there is a vantage point where
she
she'll
could
be
see
able
you
to...
transform you. Okay,
Exactly.
Yeah. That's fair.
So he hears, as they're walking to their destination, the snapping of bones and skin just tightening and pulling in places, and you can assume that she's changed.
To that point, he, like, because we're shooting for as much information that the urchin gave me about the warehouse that she showed up or was deposited from. He is going. I'm going to turn on my ultra peripheral because I want to make sure I can see as much as possible. I don't want to miss anything.
Willpower point.
Yes.
So that's one for sloth and one for voodoo.
Yeah. Yep.
You said, okay, will and PowerPoint.
What? It's just spending a willpower point, right? It's not actually.
Just spend a willpower point to activate your power.
Just spending
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm at 2 now. Okay.
Same.
All right. And yeah,
Okay.
I do this on edge, on lookout, just trying.
Okay. You make your way through the factory floor, heading to the direction of the warehouse. You've got a general idea about what it is that you're looking for. So you just set off looking for your destination.
Yeah.
It feels like you take some time. During your transit, one thing that you will probably notice, Transporter, because of your vision, you see a couple of the Turks' men.
Shit.
They aren't... You panic when you see them. You get this sense of panic when you see them, but they don't seem to be making for you. In fact, they seem to be making away from you. More specifically, away from the factory floor.
Are
They're
they
heading
walking
away.
back?
Yeah, but with some speed.
And I just see the Turks' men.
Yes.
I don't see anybody with them. It's
just a couple of them, not together,
Okay.
two separate.
Right,
separately.
they're separately, but they're.
They've obviously been on this floor for some purpose, but they are now You get the impression they are leaving the floor, and they're leaving the floor with some haste.
Good. Okay. Good. Cool. Okay.
You come across a scene as you're moving down through one of the wider alleys on the factory floor. You come across a scene. There's an area where the flow of traffic of people is significantly less, and you're not entirely sure. Like, you can see some bodies in front of you, and as you get closer, you realize that like they've stopped. They can't progress any further, and as you get closer, you realize that something has happened beyond where they're standing, and it's difficult for them to progress. You kind of push your way through the Gorkas and see a scene in front of you, a warehouse, or the side of a warehouse. The brick wall of the warehouse itself has collapsed. There are bricks strewn all over the alleyway, and there are like the side of the building itself is kind of, it's like it's fallen open. It's like, but it doesn't look like an explosion. It looks like a subsidence, like it's fallen naturally.
Yeah.
Like it was always going to do this. Nothing is kind of, it's not like something's exploded or someone's hit it or anything. It's like it's naturally fallen away. And that's not a massively uncommon thing to happen in Undercity.
Seems like one brick finally just gave out and all the others dominoed out.
Yeah. But one thing that you do see on the far side of this scene is there are two men on the other side, and they seem to be dragging somebody, a girl. They're not men that you recognize. These aren't men from the crime families. They're kind of big guys with short hair, and they're wearing like suit jackets, and I mean, it's kind of difficult for you to see the. In fact, actually, no, it's probably actually quite easy for you to see thinking about it. You can see they're wearing kind of slacks and suit jackets. Not the best quality, but reasonable quality for the area. Not the kind of thing you'd expect to see someone on the factory floor wearing. Normally, people are wearing very hard-wearing clothing with lots of pockets, with lots of tool stuffed in them. These guys aren't dressed like workers. They're dressed like enforcers. They're wearing t-shirts, and they have like a chain, like silver chains hanging off of them.
Like Cuban chains?
Not so much. They look more Russian than anything else. They don't look like members of the crime family, though. It's like their clothes aren't uniform with one another. They're wearing similar style clothes to each other, but it's different colours. And you know that the crime families tend to wear uniforms. Or you could describe their attire as uniforms. They're dragging a girl that you don't recognise immediately, but Courtesan has seen a photograph of her.
Oh crap! That's her. Shit.
She doesn't look best pleased. She's struggling against them, and they're manhandling her away from the scene. You can see there's a factory at the end of the block that they seem to be dragging her towards. A meatpacking factory.
Okay. There are going to be more goons if they get to the factory. We have to move now. We have to move now.
I might have to take her. Oh, fuck. Stay close. Okay. I'm going.
And at that, I'm going to very quickly transition, very, very briefly, over to the doctor. Doctor, you arrive in the middle market at the bathhouse with a contingent of Gambino enforcers. Moving, they're not crowding you, but they're obviously walking around you tactically. You see the staff in the bathhouse beat a hasty retreat, and the Turk's men come out from places where they sit obscured, waiting for something bad to happen. They kind of come out of these places and stand and watch. One of them dashes through through the door at the end, and you know that door is the antechamber to the Turk himself. Terrence stops next to you.
I look back to him. This, most assuredly will not take long. I'm just trying to make an impression and deliver the message that I'm under the employ of the Gambinos, and your presence is all of the enforcing that will probably need to be done.
You don't need us to do anything else but stand here?
Well, I mean, if they kill me in public, then I suppose you report the message, because from all intents and
If they kill
purposes...
you in public, we'll execute every one of them.
Yeah, it would be an obvious statement, so...
You're under the protection of the Gambinos. If they kill you or attempt to kill you, every one of them dies.
Let's hope they feel the same way. I wait for someone, even if it's Big, Tall, and Harry, to come out and be like, come on back, Doc.
So the door, after a few minutes, several minutes, the door to the antechamber opens, and you correctly identify Big, Tall, and Hairy comes walking out, but he's not alone. Behind him, there is the morbidly obese form of the Turk himself. A towel wrapped around his midriff, and a pair of fluffy slippers on his feet. Water pours off of his body from crevices that you don't wish to know about. And he very slowly ambles his way across the marble floor towards you. As he does, the Turk's men kind of fall into step with him. Nobody's kind of making overt aggressive actions, but it's quite obvious that there is a gathering of force just to be on the safe side.
Can I get a head count of their numbers?
You think probably from the numbers that you can see directly in front of you, maybe 20.
Maybe 20.
You didn't see many of them come out of the antechamber at the back, so maybe there's additional people back there.
Sure. I will wait for him to stop and acknowledge me, even if it's just like a nod. And when he does so, I will courteously approach.
So he stops about halfway across the large marble area next to the fountain in the middle. But tall, dark and hairy keeps walking. He walks directly over to you.
Okay. I wait.
He looks down at you. He's easily 7 foot tall.
Yeah.
He looks down at you.
I've come to speak with the Turk. I know he's not expecting me.
Yeah, we can see that.
I promise I didn't really have a whole lot of an option. Will you walk me over to him?
Are your friends coming too?
I believe for all intents and purposes, they intend to wait here. I just need to step over and talk to him. Promise, still not armed.
Terrence nods. He takes a step to the side and gestures for you to walk.
Okay. I don't run. I just walk, again, cautiously, and I step within like 5 feet of the Turk and say, I have some news. And
okay.
I imagine it's not news that you want to speak out loud. Can I step next to you?
He gestures.
I will walk up to him.
And with that, we'll draw a veil over the session there. And we should pick this up again in a couple of weeks' time.
Well, I'm going to guess now that things are about to get a lot heavier. Lots heavier in our experience. So, if you guys enjoyed this experience, this is a bi-weekly experience. We'll be playing again next, based on my calendar, on... Hold that thought. The 12th. Undercity episode 6 will be on the 12th. And I hope you guys like cliffhangers, because it sounds like every person is becoming deeply embroiled into things that they wish they shan't be a part of.
Definitely hanging on a lot of cliffs.
Oh
Ugh.
God.
Yeah. This experience is powered by Patreon. If you wish to see stuff like this continue, be around, be active, and support over on patreon.com/BubTalks. This is of the highest level. It has been thrown at me that maybe I consider opening a third, but I'm quite hesitant. I'm quite hesitant because I don't want to eat up too many more of my days. Either way, if you liked it, let us know. It will be on YouTube, as is our all of the other episodes. So the first 4 will be there. The 5th will be there in, I'm going to guess, a number of days. But for now, I'm going to send us into to a different place. There's going to be some after game talks, and most of these people still have to do things tomorrow. So we're gone. Love you guys. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see
Love
you
Bye.
tomorrow.